The industry perspective is a space for those in the industry to speak freely about their experiences without fear of retaliation or a negative review. The views and opinions shared here are solely that of the individual and do not reflect the establishments in which they work. With that said, if you feel offended by these jokes, fuck it. We weren't expecting to get tipped by you anyway.
Oh, this motherfucker hopped up. He said the bell. What do you mean? What do you mean the bell? We gotta have the bell.
Check. Hello. Can you hear me? You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
I don't like this. At
Why?
all. Here.
Why do you still have that in your ear?
I don't know.
Put it. The case is up there. It needs to go back in the case. Please, Rob, can you do that? It's
please, Rob.
God
the
damn it,
furthest
Rob.
one.
Whoops. While I intro us.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the podcast. We pull back the curtain and give you some insight on what goes on in the scenes of your bar restaurant. Let's call that the industry perspective.
Why'd you whisper that shit?
I don't know, because I'm really close to the mic. Because I have a feeling that my audio isn't as loud as it
Yeah, yours is actually pretty low.
Is
For
it?
someone to do as many sound tests as you did.
If I fuck with this thing, it's going to start rattling again.
I know.
So I'll just talk a little bit louder.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
No.
You talking better is helping.
okay?
Or talking louder. I mean, talking better.
Sounds good. Talking
I'm
better.
high as fuck, y'all.
Speaking better. Talking better. Who learned
Yeah.
you how to spoke?
Talking.
I don't know. My man.
Your part.
Yeah, I already introed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
What's
I
up,
just did
motherfuckers?
Huzzah! Bitches.
Hi. Hi.
Boo!
Boo
Tomatoes,
this man.
tomatoes. Fuck
Boo
y'all.
this man.
Boo this man.
Speaking of this man, we'd like to welcome back our very first guest who was ever on this. Yeah, this was a while ago.
Different
Yeah.
apartment.
This was like
Different part of LA.
episode 10 or 9?
9, because I
9?
think episode 10 was our first one in video, or
yeah.
maybe 11 was.
I think
but,
11 was.
but he was just before
But
that.
he was actually our first guest, and you
Yes.
only ever heard him. This is what he looks like.
Yes.
This is a good friend of mine from home city of Chicago.
Chi-town.
That's
So
right.
it's like we have Patrick Mahomes and Jackson Mahomes, but we actually
First off,
like,
that shit's
we actually
reversed.
like-
Get that shit out of here.
Well, I
Boy ass doing TikTok dances.
You do be doing TikToks.
I don't.
I see,
do. My students make me do it.
Yeah.
They make you
Not
do
make me,
it.
but they're like, do it.
Are
they're
you
like,
good at them?
Come on, Mr. C, do it.
Are you good at the dances?
No. I don't do the dances. The most I've done is like they'll like record each other doing things, and then they'll be like, go like this, and I'll just go like this in the background or some shit like that.
Oh, so you're just a hype man.
Yeah, that's it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
He's a teacher that does TikTok dances. So yeah, welcome back.
Pull
Thank you
yours
for
a
coming
little
back.
bit closer to you.
Thanks.
That way you
Thanks for
can relax.
having me.
Well, you didn't
always
give us a choice.
always
You were throwing a
appreciative.
fit. You were throwing a fit
Yeah,
about
bitch,
it.
I'm
You
the
were
star
crying.
here.
You
I'm
were
the
like,
star.
I need to be back.
I was
They didn't see my
Pissing
face.
and
Let me
farting and
speak to the
shitting.
people.
Let me speak to the people. No one's stopping you.
All right, cross talk.
All right.
Sorry.
So this is what my life has been like for the last few days.
yeah.
They
It's just
one
like
of
they
them-
live in inside jokes, and you're just
Yeah.
kind of like, ooh,
Cool.
I'd like to. Can I get the context from that one?
I feel like the side bitch.
It's a product of being
You're
terminal.
third
Nah,
willing.
nah, don't talk to me right now. My main is here.
it's less of the inside jokes, but just being online.
Terminally online.
Terminally.
Jesus
Not even
Christ. I need to go
chronically, just terminally.
touch grass.
Yeah.
Word.
That's exactly what it is. It's not the inside.
I
joke.
definitely touched grass before we started this episode.
Yeah, you did.
So
Heyo.
Give you that one.
There we go.
I mean, I'm happy it was a joke, but it also was not. High as fuck.
Real quick though, before we do get started,
Yeah.
2 things. One, shout out to the chefs on the last episode.
Hell
Those
yeah.
are great.
Definitely.
Please come back. Like, I want to get them one-on-one. Like, each one of them get an
Oh,
episode.
man.
That sounds a
would
little
be-
sexual, and
series.
I don't know if we can really condone that.
It wasn't sexual until you made it.
Wait,
But
this isn't a porn shoot?
He's
I mean, you
that's-
did wear a
he's like,
porn
that's what
shirt,
got me
kind of
here.
like.
that is a really porny shirt. It's a button-up.
It is a button up.
I used to.
That is a really porny shit.
I can make it pornier,
That's
bro.
gotta be the title. I don't care what else is said the rest of this episode.
Oh wait, give it time.
I don't know, man.
And then
It's set a high bar.
Put it in the notes. Put it in the notes.
I am.
yeah, so shout out to the chefs, man. You guys is great. It would be awesome for you guys to come back. Also, I wanted to acknowledge the episode we did with Chef Vic too.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was also dope. A lot of people loved hearing his story and everything that was highlighted in there. I think we did a good job of asking the right questions. And
Nah, you
platforming.
did a good job.
Yeah.
That's
We
not
did.
a we. That was
Yeah.
you.
No, you were on that.
That
shit.
was you, my boy.
We did. It was
Nah,
all of us.
so-
We're a collective.
Producer
Actually-
P.
Actually, I want to piggyback off of that because there was something I wanted to say on this episode. No matter how we were able to do it,
Yeah.
I just wasn't quite sure how we could segue, and then I just stomped over the segue. But
Boom.
there's a reason I'm saying that. As you can see, like, you know, hey, now we have new mics, we have more lighting, we have camera. Like, we've been working on this show for almost 2 years now, but it's all been out of our pockets. Like, every single upgrade, stuff that we buy that either works or doesn't work, and, you know, we're always trying to expand it out there and get more fans, but we've wanted to make sure that the content itself was the most important thing. Sometimes we've, you know, kind of missed the mark on having the equipment set up right or knowing what we're doing, and we've kind of lost some video or lost some audio, and we apologize for that. But I want to acknowledge the people who have rocked with us from the very, very, very beginning.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
you know, like the last year as well. We've had, like, for us, tremendous growth in the last year. And just when it started off, when it was just me and him hanging out in the living room trying to figure this shit out, and then Wilson was the first guest.
Good
You know,
times.
yeah.
Sharing
and
a mic, I
we
believe.
only had 2 microphones.
Sharing a mic.
It was 3 of us, man. Yo,
Wait, what did you want to
say?
Yeah.
You know, so it's just really cool to have Wilson here for
Seeing
that
the glow
reason
up.
as well. Yeah, it's just been really cool. So thank you for being here. Thank you for being here back then, and thank you to everybody else who's believed in what we are doing. We are figuring a lot of this stuff out, and we do have some really cool people who are helping us along the way, telling us, hey, don't buy this, buy that. Hey, let's come in and let's get this all dialed in so your sound is good and your video is good. So the content will look and sound the way that you expect it to, but we're still going to be the same. You know?
Content's always going to
Yeah.
be the content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just thank you guys for rocking with us. I
Yo.
just wanted to say that as, you know, yes, the creator of this, but also seeing how far we've come to where we are now, and seeing the pure love that this show gets, but also when we were at the Capicula event on Sunday, Vic was saying hi to me, but someone else was like, hey, Vic, man, I just got to holler at you, man. I love what you're doing and this and that, and seeing the genuine love for him as well. And he was like, hold on one second, homie. I got to finish my conversation with him. And I was like, no, you don't. Take that love. Get that
Yeah.
right now. Like, you earned this. Like, go get that shit. You've worked this hard for this. And we just appreciate him trusting us to be able to share his story.
Yeah.
And be able to expand on that.
People
And
loved
every
it.
other person who's been on this show, between him and when we first started, just a thank you to you guys as well. And that's it. I give the
Salute.
floor back up. I really wanted to salute, like, all of our guests, all of our fans, everything, man. Because without y'all, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing now and what we're about to do. Seriously.
If you only knew.
Oh my God.
But also, thank you to the people that don't listen and support. Just gotta put that out there.
Fucking, these
Yeah.
guys are fucking hater.
I
Yeah.
am.
Hate
because
runs deep.
No. Because when I post some of the shit that is, I want to use the word successful on Instagram Reels, and I post that shit on Facebook, and it doesn't get the same attention. It's like, it's so funny to me.
Who uses Facebook though?
A lot of people that got stuck back home and decided not to leave. Not to you. Not to you.
I deleted my Facebook years ago.
He's
but
actually,
shots?
I will say, he's not
That's
stuck.
why I had to. No
Yeah.
shots, no strays to you. I'm saying there's a lot of people back home that just
It's
did not
Facebook.
leave that bubble. Right. But I see the shit that they share, and like, it's like, doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. that I will.
It kind of seems like
Well,
it
even-
does.
even-
Talk your
hold
shit.
on, hold on,
Talk
hold on,
your
hold
shit,
on,
King.
hold on.
Talk your shit.
Even the same people that do have me on Instagram too don't show any love. So it's just funny. Like, okay, man, keep watching and wait till it goes up to action. Like, oh, yo, man, this is great. And I'm just gonna hit you with that. Thanks, man.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for the support.
So what you're saying is your hatred will never change.
No.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
Petty P is always
yeah.
going to be Petty P.
Always gonna be petty.
Always.
Yeah.
Petty.
Yeah.
And it's. Did I tell you guys that you guys weren't the first ones to bestow that nickname on me?
Nope. Yeah, we gave him that shit years ago.
I think that was Pat.
Yep.
Pat Brown actually.
Pat Brown.
It's a friend back home.
Petty
Shout
P.
out to Pat.
He's the one who called me Petty P.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
The
I
Petty
like
is
that.
strong with this one.
Have you?
Yeah,
I mean,
it followed him.
talk to your therapist about it at all? Like,
I haven't got there yet. I haven't got to the
Building,
pettiness.
building.
Have you
towards
talked to
it.
your local bartender about it at all?
Yeah.
No, I just look in the mirror and talk to myself.
Oh shit.
Tell myself my own problems.
The
Speaking of
voices.
bartending, are you gonna go back this summer?
100%. And like making extra money in the summer. It's nice. I'm probably gonna limit how much I work over the summer, just because like by the end of that summer, bro, I was cooked. I lost my mojo, as my bartending mentor said, because he put me out on the job. He worked with me a couple times. He's like, yo, you lost your mojo. Like, you're being a dickhead. He's like, you're not being you. He's like,
You were burning out.
yeah. He's like,
Okay.
you let these sewer
for sure.
creatures dictate who you were. Yeah, I mean,
Damn.
some of the people on the boat, man. Some of the people we see on that boat, they're not the.
Yeah, what kind of
yeah.
situation were you bartending on?
Yeah, so
You haven't really got to talk to Rob about
yeah,
it.
Rob. Hi. So I.
Hello.
I've,
Hey Wilson, what's up?
so I bartend on a big party yacht. Well, the company, I guess, technically I work for has two different boats. They have like a 3-floor boat and a 2-floor boat. One boat that exclusively goes out onto Lake Michigan, and then another boat that can go out onto Lake Michigan, but I swear to God, I think the only time it ever does is when the Air and Water Show is going on.
Okay.
Shout out to anyone that knows the Air and Water Show.
This is like a summertime Chicago.
Yeah, summertime
thing.
Chicago thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the other boat it just goes down the river, which is probably my favorite cruise to work, just
Okay,
because I love the architecture. I get to just go down the Chicago River, and they're usually a little bit more chill. But the clientele that they pull in, because this is just, they own the boat, they run the bartenders, they hire the crew to run the boat, and then they basically outsource to people who want to like use their boat for parties or whatever. Sometimes you can book it out for private events like weddings, graduation stuff. But for the most part, it's like private companies like ARC. If you guys don't know, ARC Music Festival, it's a thing that happens in Chicago. ARC books it out during the weekend for their post music festival parties. Yeah, and some of the clientele just aren't the greatest. We call those light ice cruises.
Expound.
And-
Expound.
And it's just
Expound.
it's the
Yeah.
first thing they say to you is they look you in the fucking eyes. They don't say, "Hey, how you doing? What's up? How's your day going?" And so, "Hey, bro, you gonna hook it up?" And I go, "That's crazy, bro." And when you you start making their drink, and then they go, "Hey, it's too much ice. It's too much fucking ice, bro."
Oh, wow.
So when you deal with that shit for, I don't know, it sounds like not a lot, but when I'm doing that shit for 35 hours a week, during a time that I usually have off because I'm a teacher, and dealing with that shit,
Shout out to teachers real quick.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Doing doubles of that shit, so I'm working like fucking 12 hours, and just hearing that shit back to back to back to, like, it burned me out by the end of the summer.
Do they pay more for these light ice drinks?
Fuck no, they don't. No, man. That's my favorite. So what I got used to is saying like, they'll say, "Hey, you gonna hook it up, man?" I go, "You gonna hook the tip jar up though?" And I point to the tip jar, and I make them a regular drink, and I go, "You want the hookup?" "Yeah." "What are you putting in my tip jar?"
Word. Yeah.
$5, $10. Okay, cool.
That's good.
Come back.
That's substantial.
We're cool.
Yeah.
Anytime. So we have the 3-floor bar obviously has a rooftop deck basically.
Yeah.
So on that one we have like a big ass Casamigos like bell thing. that we use.
Gross. Boo.
I know Casamigos sucks as a tequila brand. Don't get me wrong, but like it's a fun thing to have, so we'll put it out there. And when someone puts anything like 5 or over, we ring the bell and we go VIP, VIP, VIP. This guy tips or this woman tips, and that's some shit that I got.
Such a low number.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking.
Look,
I didn't really know.
They have.
Is it sarcastic?
No. That's a straight up like
such a low.
No,
number.
that's a good person.
Wow.
Yeah. What does that say about the people that we have on the boat?
$5 is like, yo, let me shout you out.
Yeah.
Damn.
Look, I'm not above selling my body a little bit behind the bar.
Hey, this is the name of the game. You know
Look, man, I'm here to make money. The bag comes first. Self-respect comes second.
Absolutely.
Probably third between something else, but we'll figure it out.
And the women come third.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you come before the women?
And we mean that
Are
on
you a
multiple
gentleman?
levels of
Are you a gentleman?
Look, I get what I get,
Hey,
and it's your job to get what you get.
It's a sprint, not a marathon.
He points at the tip jar.
put it in there. Oh shit! How long you been teaching, and then how long have you been bartending?
Both about. This is my 4th year.
Okay.
About to get tenure for teaching, and they don't offer tenure in the service industry, so I won't have that.
That's
but it's
called
cool.
management.
Yeah, basically.
Fuck that, I'm good.
Bar manager.
Ugh, God, it's the worst. I can't imagine it. I can't get drunk all the time.
You'd be surprised. But go on.
No, yeah. So right at the same. So I graduated from college during COVID.
In Coke?
What?
Mountain. That's the only way I got through it, buddy. It was just
that booger sugar.
baby. It snows in July in Chicago. Let's go.
Who wants to give a tip?
No, so I graduated during COVID, and right at that same time, so like March happens, and then COVID hit Chicago really hard, St. Patrick's Day.
I was literally there.
Yeah, you were there just before it kicked off. And then everything kind of shuts down, and I think that summer, did things start opening up a little bit that summer, or was it the whole summer spent inside?
Most of the summer was
okay,
inside,
so yeah,
I think.
so then it was the year, so bartending 3 years, teaching for 4.
Nice.
Yeah, my first bartending gig was at this wonderful spot, female owned business called Donatola. It's in Southport in Chicago, right by this spot called Music Box Theater. Really dope food. I love it's a small thing, maybe like 7-8 tables inside, maybe like 6 tables outside. Really small thing, but I learned bar backing there, and like my mentor bartender Justin, Mix Just Incredible, his Instagram if you guys want to follow him. He's a great bartender.
But not the DJ Just Incredible?
No.
Okay.
Mix Just Incredible or something. I'll figure out the @ in a second. But yeah, I learned there. I cut my teeth there. Bar backs, was busting my ass, and then he would sometimes let me make drinks and then teach me kind of how to do it. And then he was like, "You're fucking great. Look, let me put you on with this other spot, and you'll make way more money." So I did that.
Nice.
Ask me a question. Red flag.
What?
Red flag question.
Oh yeah. What? As you've been bartending specifically at your current spot, it sounds like you probably have a lot of them. But like, what would be your red flag for customers? Like, when you see something and like, ooh, this is a red flag. I know this customer interaction is about to go left.
So we do so it's a cruise, right? So sometimes we'll have cruises at 11.
Booze cruise?
Yep. Is we'll have, I'm getting there at 11. We're letting customers on board at 12:15. If I see you're drunk already by 12:15, you're slurring your speech a little bit. I mean, obvious red flag. People that come in and point at me,
that's
almost
really
immediately.
early. Don't get me wrong. I've drank before 12
Yeah, I mean,
o'clock
I
many times.
was drunk
But
at
goddamn.
6 a.m. 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
St. Patrick's Day, baby.
But 12:15, slurring your speech, that
That feels like a lot.
Anyone,
like, where do you want your day to go?
fucking it's down the drain. Anyone,
Sewer rats, as you said earlier.
anyone that is too excited to be on that fucking boat, and oh my god, I hate it when women and girls are people come onto the boat on like Instagram Live and Facebook Live, like checking in. And I already know you're not going to tip me worth shit. I already know you're going to give me a hard time with no matter what I make you.
Yeah.
And then light ice.
People pointing at you. You said.
Yeah, like so. Depending on the floor you work on, like first and second floor at the beginning of the cruises will always be like jam packed. Third floor, you gotta wait for people to kind of trickle up there. But then that bar ends up being the best bar depending on the weather. But anyone that's like just way too excited to be on that boat off rip, like don't get me wrong, I like working on the boat. It's a great time. Nothing like being on the water and in the sun all day in the summer and making money to do that. But let's not get it twisted. Like this is some super yacht. This is kind of a shitty party boat a little bit.
You're just going down the river, my guy. Just going down the river.
And anytime someone's too excited, I'm like, oh yeah, nah.
You've never been anywhere.
Yeah, you got these tickets on Groupon for $15. I fucking know it.
Shout out to Groupon.
Shout out to Groupon, man. Hey, I love saving money.
Hey, if Groupon wants to sponsor us,
Yo,
I'll
Save
sponsor
money.
a fucking party cruise or whatever.
Hell yeah.
You guys, I'm
Come on,
surprised you guys
Groupon,
don't have that
us.
in LA. Like,
Well, we have. I don't
Party
know if
boats
the
and
weather
cruises.
prevents it, though. The
fuck you
waves.
mean the
what are you talking about?
I mean.
Oh, you guys don't have. Oh, we have like wave breaks and shit in a lot
We
of.
also
our-
don't really have rivers to go down. It's just like
Yeah, but
there's
you
the
can-
ocean and then.
Is there
what
like?
else to be on
I
the LA
guess.
River?
Yeah, I don't know. I guess does your coastline like kind of look shitty? I don't know. Have you ever been down the coastline?
If you're going, if you're traveling up like the PCH, like the one, then like it's a decent trip. And there's like I think there's more like boats going to like Catalina Islands or something like
Wait,
that.
did he say the fucking Catalina wine mixer?
Yeah, that's yeah,
It's a real thing.
Yeah.
It's the fucking Catalina wine
mixer.
mixer.
I don't know why there isn't booze cruises out here, but I'm gonna go out on them and say it's because of the ocean and the waves and shit. Whereas like Michigan, it's not that crazy. Unless you go really deep into there, then the waves get crazy. But I don't.
You said you were gonna talk up.
Oh, sorry.
Say
So,
with your chest.
I think that
Yeah.
my bad. That one's on me. That one's on me. I fucked up. So, exactly what I just said. Do I have to say it again?
I hope you don't.
I don't know why they don't do booze cruises out here. I think because ocean and waves.
Or
are
maybe
choppy.
they do, but we're not like
We're not
hot
privy to
women.
them.
Yeah.
So
It's fair. Yeah.
like, we don't know where to go.
No, that's
Nah.
Do you guys have a
absolutely
big
fair.
like boating scene here where like?
I mean, if
I don't know. I don't
you're-
own a fucking boat.
I mean, I
couldn't
don't.
tell
Hey,
you.
fuck! I don't own a boat either.
You work
but,
on a boat,
but
you work on a
but
boat, so you see it.
3
You're
months
more
out of the
ex-
year.
You're more exposed.
No, but
than I
not
am.
not even 3 months out of the year. My Instagram story with 90% of the girls that I follow is boats every other weekend, and
Probably
like
in
them
Miami.
being
in
on,
LA,
like, private
it's
boats.
probably more so people that own boats. So like
Up by the
and
PCH.
white and
Rich and
the
white.
Caucasian nature, but like up-
Caucasian in nature.
yeah, nah, but like other people.
Is there a way? Is there an unnatural way to be Caucasian? It's Caucasian by nature. Lab grown Caucasian.
I can discuss it on like our Patreon. But yeah, I there is a yacht scene or there's like a boat scene that people own boats and such.
He's holding back a joke. He's
Come on,
holding
come
back
on,
a joke.
come on,
He's
you
holding
got
it back.
one.
Say
There's
it.
a boat. My black ass ain't getting on it.
Yeah, like I don't, yeah, because then you just like you're trusting the owner to know how to actually.
Nah, fuck that. The only time I've ever gotten on a boat like that, and it was a white guy who owned it, I was like, we're not going out in the water, right? We're staying here.
Staying
Then I can
docks.
easily get off. Like, fuck that. I'm not playing with you, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
People be doing shit,
seen
man.
way too many movies.
I'm sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I can swim directionally, but I don't know for how long.
Like I can see
You know
the
what I'm saying?
coast, but yeah.
Yeah, like people be taking you out into shit. I had that happen to me in Mexico once, and I'm scarred for life.
Oh shit.
Well,
They were like, "Oh, we're gonna be like right over here." I was like, "I can swim the shore from here." Then they took us out somewhere
A little
else,
bit further.
and then we went like that.
Oh
I was just
no.
like,
wait, were you on the
Yo,
banana boat?
Yeah,
Oh fuck! No, you're always gonna flip over. They flip
Yeah.
you over on purpose.
I know.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I know that now.
Yeah.
The banana boat, man.
It's like a speedboat that's
Oh, okay.
also hooks up to like this little inflatable banana thing.
Looks like a hot dog.
Yeah, and
Oh,
then they
shit.
ride it out at high speed, so you're like bouncing and this and that, and then they're like
make it seem like, oh no, you're not supposed to flip over, but they do it intentionally to scare you because they say it's shark infested waters. It's a whole thing to fuck with you.
I know.
It's just something Mexicans do.
That's not a good tourist attraction.
They still do it.
Never been on like a catamaran?
That's only for white people.
Yeah.
Black people would love to do that shit if we could do it safely. Like, it ain't that we can't swim. Just let us know we're gonna be safe at the end. That's it. I'll be on a banana boat every time if you tell me we go from here to here and we don't flip like this.
Yes.
You know how many black people be on banana boats? Like, come on, man.
That's why it's a first and a last time.
We all feel like we jet skiing together as a family. I'd love that shit.
I did that shit when I was a kid. I was crying. That shit was terrible. I was like 7. Fuck off. I was like 7 years old. Because my brother told me that there were sharks in the water. Okay. So when we flipped over, I fucking panicked.
Yeah.
It was not fun.
So me,
haven't been back since.
I was 21 in a Mexican tournament. So imagine how I felt.
So multiply that by 3, and that's where the fuck I was.
I was like, this is how we die in the movies.
Damn.
Because my dumb ass was at the front of the boat. They told me it was safe. Come on, man.
Damn.
Oh my god. Okay. Well, anyways, I did have something I wanted to bring up. Let me pull this shit up real quick.
It's a smooth transition, by the way. Just
Thanks,
like really
man.
clean cut.
That is
No,
what
but like,
I
if I could say
do.
really quick, I have more red flags because I had an incident this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This chick, well, off top, she ordered a strawberry lemon drop with Casamigos Reposado. That's already a slight red flag.
So much sugar.
Yeah, and
It's like a rose-colored flag for sure.
Wait, do people know how to say reposado?
No, they say reposado.
No, they don't.
No. Let me get a repomanado. I heard that shit so many times.
Repomanado. That's a new one.
Yep. So anytime people fuck that shit up, I just look at them I'm like, what? I know what they're asking for, but I'm fucking with them at this point. Repo what?
No, I repeat it back to them.
Repomanado. Go ahead one more time. Let me hear.
Let's get there.
Reposado.
Oh,
say it with me. I've done that before too. Say it with me. Reposado.
Yeah.
Watch my mouth.
It's Resposado out here.
Reposado.
You get that a lot. The Resposado.
Or the worst one I heard was Respirado. Continue.
She ordered that, and I'm just like, I know, like, it was one of those situations where I was on the wood, and I just pretty much had like 6 different drinks coming at me fast, and so I had like a bunch of different drinks to make. Hers happened to be like on the latter end of it, so I was like, cool. Let me make sure I make you a decent garnish to make sure it's a pretty nice drink for you when you actually get it. So I do this thing with like the lemon wheels, and like I'm making it into a flower, and I put a strawberry on the end and all that. She's watching me the whole time. I make this nice little garnish for her, drop it off. She's like, oh, you ain't even had to do all of that. I just wanted the liquor. I was like, okay, all right, cool. And then I was like, cool, I just wasted my time making you a nice pretty drink. Most people, when they get it, it's like, oh, thank you so much. They take pictures, they put it on Instagram. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. And then so then I walk away. I'm just like, she wasn't appreciating it. I'm gonna move on and like just other side of the bar doing other shit. And so then my coworker that goes and actually is helping her out next, apparently she was like, I can't even taste the liquor. And a strawberry lemon drop. I made this drink. This has a lot of fucking sugar in it, so you're not gonna taste. It's made to be a well balanced mixed drink, probably a little sweet. You're not gonna taste the reposado in there or Resposado. And
Repomanado,
yeah,
as they say in Chicago.
Yes, but then my coworker comes and tells me she ordered a double lemon drop or double Reposado lemon drop, whatever. I don't even know how that works, but whatever. She orders it because she couldn't taste the liquor in that. And then she sends my drink back because 1, she couldn't taste it, and 2, she thought the garnish was messing up the taste of the drink. And I just was like, I was like, all right, this is why we can't have nice things, black people.
Yeah. So your drink got sent back for being too pretty.
Yeah.
It's know your clientele.
In all my years, I've never
heard that. And like, that's why I tried to not take it personally, but I did. Cause like, bitch, I took time to try to make your drink look nice. And yeah, then you send it back. And then you said it, mind you, she drank half of it and then sent it back, of course. And then she was like, it wasn't strong enough for her. And then my coworker had to make a double for her, and she was like, "Yeah, I couldn't taste it, and I feel like the garnish is like just fucking up the taste of the drink or something like that." And I was like,
"Wow,
you know, if if I was either the wrong one or the right one, just
You
put
got the right one today.
Put the ingredients in separate shot glasses, and then serve it to her. Like, here you go.
Yeah.
Deconstructed.
Put it together.
Deconstructed.
You just wanted the liquor, right? There's
You
the
just
liquor.
want the liquor. Just
if you want
take,
everything else, then go ahead, put it together.
just
you do it.
take fucking shots if you just want to taste liquor.
Yeah, like that's what I don't get people at all. Is like, I can't taste the liquor. Well, that means I did my job right. 'Cause
Right.
It's a well
It's a
balanced
mixed drink.
You can taste some notes of it, but you're not going to get the alcohol burn that you would if you're drinking it straight.
If you want to taste it, order with soda.
Order a shot.
Order with
Order
soda.
That's what I tell people.
Yeah, order with soda. if you
What's
want to.
really strong?
A shot.
Tequila soda.
A
Yeah.
shot.
Just
Tequila
straight
soda.
up. A double tequila soda if that's what you want. But yeah, that shit definitely like stuck with me. I was just like, you dirty bitch. You just
You
want to
wicked
taste alcohol.
bitch.
Yeah.
You wicked bitch.
Yeah, that shit pissed me the fuck off.
Well, so before we transition away real quick, I had one of my coworkers feel that way about a handful of your coworkers on Saturday night.
Spicy.
Yeah. So he knows who he
Crossover
is, and he told me the story.
Crossover.
Crossover episode.
Let's do it.
Yes. Yes.
So I was
Fight
at work.
Club
I
meets
was at work.
Redacted.
I know, right?
What's gonna happen? Ooh, no.
Redacted X Fight Club. The collab you didn't want.
That could be the title too.
Oh yeah.
Redacted X Fight Club.
Yes. On here.
I got no drama in my life, so I'm excited to get
Oh
into
man, no! I'm on the edge of my seat. I want to know. Yeah.
You're not at though. You're like in the back.
No,
part of
I
your
know
seat.
because like it's the mic. I'm trying to be a good.
Trying to be professional.
Yeah, I'm trying to be professional.
Yeah.
But tell me the tea.
Yeah. So were we.
Or brew the beer. Yes, you will.
We were trying to be professional too.
Oh,
and that's the
shit.
problem. That's the fucking problem.
Okay.
Your motherfucking coworkers came.
Not
to
my
our
motherfucking
bar.
coworkers.
Yeah,
Oh,
nah,
shit.
Fuck that.
Motherfucking
Fuck that.
coworkers.
Because it was so bad that our happiest bartender,
Yeah.
and you know who that is.
No, I know.
Is the one who
This man is
said it
always
to me.
dancing, super happy.
Yes.
He's always in a jolly mood. Yeah.
And I looked at him and I was like, "Who did this to you?" And then when he told
Somebody
me,
did this.
And when he told me, I was like, "No,
Not them.
not my boo." It was one of those. It was
Oh
like,
shit.
no. This is the motherfucker who keeps my energy up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just started getting happier with his
Yeah.
arrival,
Yeah.
the new bar manager, because now it's like you don't feel like you got to carry the load the whole time of keeping the energy up in the building.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, yo, if someone got to him, they must have been dicks. He's like, no, they weren't dicks. They just weren't paying attention to the situation.
Mm.
Oh, I'm like, what happened? Well, the first one ordered a Tito's East Side on a Saturday night at like 12:45.
Tito's
Shut-
East Side?
Shut the
Yeah.
fuck up. No, they didn't.
What?
Dead
No.
serious.
What's the
I-
Tito's East Side?
It's a gimlet, so
Okay.
some
I fucking
sweetener,
hate these nicknames.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll get to
But
it.
you just add cucumber and mint.
cucumber and mint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night at like around 12:45.
We got shit to do. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
Wait, you guys don't like making egg white sours when you're slammed at the bar?
Oh,
What?
so the thing is that the
What?
next group from Redacted, as he was taking that order, he turned and took their order, and they ordered 3 vodka sours. We do
Vodka-
egg white.
Wait,
Yo,
wait,
what the
wait,
fuck
whoa,
is
whoa,
wrong
whoa,
with
whoa,
that?
whoa, whoa,
Who
whoa,
heard
whoa,
them?
Vodka sour?
What's the point?
What
That
the fuck?
sounds
Why?
What is the
gross
entire
as
What is
point?
there
fuck.
to accentuate in vodka?
Nothing.
It's rubbing alcohol. It
A
exclusive.
vodka sour? Wait, did you say a New York sour? So like with the
No.
red
It's
flow?
just,
Oh, okay.
just vodka
New York
sours.
sour.
Disgusting.
While he also just took the order for the Tito's East Sides at 12:45.
What time do you guys
Like,
close?
bro,
One.
we close at 2.
They close soon, but the thing is, like
but
at
the point is
12:45,
Saturday
what
night.
day of
I
the week is this?
Huh?
On a Saturday,
Saturday
night?
night.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
so
okay.
like they're in
this is
full
packed. This is
swing.
packed. Yeah,
Yes.
this is packed.
Yeah.
They're packed at this point.
Yeah.
Why are you fucking with me?
You're not supposed to leave your job
Yeah.
and go
And then go,
across the street
"Fuck
and
me."
say, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah.
They fucked me in the ass, I'm fucking you in the ass.
No Vaseline.
I get
That
Vaseline.
shit did, yeah, man, I felt so bad for him, man.
Oh,
I felt
vodka
so bad for
sour.
him. But for some reason, that night, everyone wanted something coming out of a
Complicated.
coupe. They wanted
Something
either
obscure.
espresso martinis,
Yeah.
sours, gimlets, lemon drops. It, like we couldn't keep coupes cold because every other drink was in a coupe,
That's
which is
crazy.
insane when you think
But
about it.
still, redacted.
Yeah.
Let's do better.
Well, not just redacted. I use them as a springboard to the topic.
Yeah.
People should just
and
read
I
the
believe it's something that's been in our notes for a while, but I didn't have a connecting story until now. When people who work within the industry go out to another bar and then act just as annoying as the very customers they were just serving.
Yeah.
They're projecting.
I have.
They're projecting
my anger out on you.
I got such an issue with that.
Yeah.
It's just
I really do.
read the room. I've been out with friends before, and I'll take them to a spot that makes a really good complicated drink, and then it'll be 11 on a Friday night, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I'm gonna order this." I'm like, "No, the fuck, you're not." Do you see
Not
these
right
three
now.
bartenders in one bar back busting? No, you are going to order your Jack and Coke, sir, and move the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
You
man.
want
Read
that drink?
the room.
If you want that drink, come in on a Tuesday
Yeah.
at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
Where I could put love behind it, and I can
Yeah.
take care of it, and I can make sure that it's as special as it should be.
Right.
Because if I got to shake that bitch twice, and you and your 5 bitch ass friends just ordered 6 of them, I'm gonna be upset,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna shake it twice, and I'm gonna give it to you over ice. I'm not gonna strain it, and you're gonna
You
get the
gonna
fuck
figure
away
Not
from
gonna
my
do the
bar.
double strain,
Yeah.
just
Not
the one
gonna
strain, so
double
you get the
strain.
shards of ice
Yep.
in there too, and
Yeah.
now you got to chew your drink.
And
Have
if
fun
it
with
has
it.
mint, I'm gonna leave. I'm just
There ain't no
gonna
mint,
dirty
ain't no
dump
garnish in that bitch. You want the Angostura bitters?
it.
No,
I'm just
no,
talking
the
about
fuck you
dirty
don't.
dumping it in there. So
Oh,
if
yep.
you shake your mojito at all, you're gonna get all those little mint
Yep.
chips in their teeth.
Yep.
And
And when you go
everything.
talk to that one person you've been eyeing at the bar, you got some mint in your teeth
yeah,
right
I'm
there.
like, yo, smile,
I did
bitch.
that. I did that.
Ooh,
Yeah?
No, I'm saying
No, like-
like when they go to see
I
them,
did.
it's like
I
the
did.
bartender
Yeah.
is like,
I
"No, I
made
did
that
that. I fucked up your
Yeah.
whole entire intro to that person you've been."
No,
trying
but it
out."
really
That's
is.
that's like a bartender spank bank. Like, oh, I got that motherfucker right there. Like when we look across the bar and we see someone get fucked over for being an asshole, and we find, that's fine. You don't have to give it to me. But I'm just saying, there is some sick joy that we get out of it. Like being able to say no to someone who's being a dick or cut someone off who's being disrespectful to people in the building. Like, I think that's why people think like, oh, you think you have all this power, or you just get off on it while you're at work. It's like, yeah, I
a
do.
little bit, yeah.
It's
I
one
do
of the only
have all the
things I
power.
have.
I do have all the power. I
Yeah.
dictate whether you have a good night or not, or whether you drink or not.
Mm-hmm.
You can talk to me the wrong way, or I can perceive it one way and be like, nah, you can't. You're cut off. Like the fucking one dumbass security guard when we went to Cobra that one time, where he's like, yeah, you're too drunk, and I had one beer because I was driving.
Yeah,
Like he just ruined that night, or not ruined it, but ruined that experience. Like he just
he did.
dictated it. We have that power.
Yeah, because I haven't gone back there since then. That
It's
used to
ghetto.
be my spot.
It's
whenever I used to go
ghetto.
there.
People
What do you mean
get
by
shot
that?
and stabbed. It's ghetto. You get a whole different crowds of people there that just it's when ghetto people get a hold of a cool spot that it's not cool anymore. And ghetto is
That's a
for
lot.
all. It's an umbrella term.
I felt
ghetto.
attacked
I know what you were trying to do.
there.
I
It
know what
felt
you were trying to do.
racist. It felt
No.
very
No,
like
no.
I know it's not February, but it still felt a little.
No. Because you
Singled
get some
out.
down ass fools in there too.
Yeah, yeah.
Get some
Ghetto is
high ass
universal.
socks. Higher the sock, the downer the pool.
Yeah, it is universal, man.
Yeah.
It really
But it
is.
is a pain in the ass and a shame when you have industry people going and they just don't know how to behave. It's just like, come on, guys,
Read the
we
room.
are in the same fucking boat here. Like, come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
you know, I
Yeah.
know. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
Why?
Just fuck you in particular. That's why.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is projecting, and
But-
maybe they're just like that in general, and I don't know. I don't understand it. I can't understand it.
And some people are, because maybe there's when a guest is doing those things while interacting with them that may set someone else off. They may not even view it as a red flag. They may
Yeah.
just view it as, oh yeah, I would want the same thing.
Yeah.
We're all looking at them. No, that is not what you're supposed to be
understand.
saying.
No,
gotta
but
understand.
like you remember back when we had Robin here and we were describing one of our coworkers, and she's just so blithely unaware of like how the stuff she does is extra, and it's fucking up now it's fucking up our entire interaction with this server because you're being just a dick. And just like before they would leave the table, oh, don't forget the straw. It's like,
Right.
yo, my man
Right.
didn't even get a chance to leave the fucking table.
Let me fuck up,
Yeah.
please.
Allow me
Even
to
though it is unintentional.
Yeah.
It's just come on, let me fuck up.
Yeah.
Give me the moment to fuck up first.
Yeah.
People just don't. Is your friend someone that has worked in the industry before?
No, he and or she or they work with us at Redacted.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know. Just because like after, I feel like you spend just 3 months working a service industry job, you kind of start to understand. It's like a quick pickup of like, I hear the same shit every fucking day. This is my job. I don't fuck things up on purpose. Right? Like,
yeah,
I'm here so you have a good time, get through it smoothly. That's my whole job. Like, I'm not doing anything on purpose. I get maybe someone fucked your thing up earlier, you know, maybe you fucked it up before.
Yeah.
But like, you don't have to project that shit onto me.
Right.
Like now I'm sour because like, fuck you mean don't forget the straws. Like, fuck you. Like, I already knew that shit. I'm not fucking
shit.
dumb.
You said that shit. I had it in my mind.
Yeah.
You haven't let me leave the table. But what I have noticed is that there are servers that I've seen how they are with the bar. They're extra as fuck. And then when I've gone out to hang out with them, not, you know, like just with coworkers, we hang out, and when we go out to restaurants, they're equally as extra about their drinks and stuff like that. And so I'm just like, this is how you are across the board. And those people, they don't think that it's extra when tables are extra, if that makes sense. In a sense, like when they want a drink or a food item to come out like that, they're just like, no, yeah, for sure, I'm on their side. And like they're at the bar just like, well, it's taking 5 minutes for you to make this ticket of 6 drinks when it's in a line after like five other tickets. And I'm just like, you've been here before, you've been working this job, but you still are like on my ass and you're trying to take on the anxiety of the table about the drink not being there. You've taken it on, and now you're trying to bring that anxiety to me on production. And I'm just like, I'm not going to take that shit on. You have been working in this industry long enough to know how to distribute that anxiety elsewhere, but don't bring it to fucking me when I'm at production.
But I feel like a lot of times people forget that people suck everywhere. In every single job.
Sure.
No matter what job you have, there will be people who are terrible at that job because they just fucking suck. But with any industry that you're in that is providing a service for someone, you're, you know, kind of like the face of it. So with our industry, because there are so many people working in it, there's a greater risk of you running into someone who just sucks. So therefore they suck as a server or as a bartender or as a chef or as a manager or as anything within this industry. But because your interaction with them was with you paying them to do it, it hit you more.
Yeah.
So, you know, I've had friends, and one of my really, really good friends, we actually had a conversation about this recently where they were saying, it isn't that I have a problem with tipping someone. It's just that I have a problem with tipping someone who I see is not even doing the job that I'm already paying them to do. So we were having this conversation while at a restaurant that was pretty much self-service. It was a self-service tap room. And I came back and I told him about it.
Yeah.
And you go in, they just basically give you a whole spiel about how it works. You seat yourself, you order your food from a QR code. They bring your food out and they just drop it in front of you. But you get your own beer, your own water, your own soda, your own anything. And then at the end, you look at the bill and there's an automatic like 20%.
Fuck
living wage charge.
Atrocious.
Automatic.
It's atrocious.
It was a living wage.
Put that shit on the prices. Don't put that on the customer.
And that's what I told my
that
friend.
Would aggravate the fuck out of
That's
me.
what I told my friend. I was like, if they just raise the prices of the things that are here
by 20% across the board.
By 20% across the board, and then let that be how they paid their employees,
it's not the customer's job
would
to
be
give them a
making
living wage.
the appropriate amount. But because businesses don't want to do that, which, you know, I'd love to get someone up here who actually knows more about like taxing laws and things like that, because from what I've seen, it really has more to do with that than anything else within this country.
Has to do more with, I'm sorry, I missed that. Has to do more with what?
Well, it's like the taxing laws as far as a business, you know, not being taxed as high by doing things this way. saving money here, cutting costs here. Like so many service industry jobs do not provide healthcare because they just can't afford it.
Yeah.
You know, things like that, or not paying the back of the house an appropriate wage, but cutting within the tips of the front of the house.
There's an automatic tip out on the front of the house.
Yeah. You know, or something like this where, or not even just this, we've talked about it before, where say you go to a place and there is no automatic gratuity, but there's an automatic like service charge that goes just to the back of the house or just to the service staff. Well, then the guest is not going to tip on top of it because they've already had what they were planning to tip, possibly based on their service or their preference in tipping. That was already taken out. So I'm not going to pay you more.
Right.
So now you have a front of the house, back of house, or whatever of the house infighting, or you have a situation which is happening right now where a place is getting sued because those charges were added to the bill without guests knowing. But the employees of all of the places that work underneath this particular umbrella corporation, they're saying that they never got that money. A lot of that money just went out to paying bonuses and other things for management ownership. I don't know. I don't know anyone involved. I'm just saying based off of a few articles that I've read, and I'm not saying that they're all true, so don't come for me in the comments there. I'm just saying based off of what I've seen, and people are suing, where there's smoke, there's fire, something's not right.
Right. Yeah.
That brought up this video that I wanted to show you guys. Queued up, but
That's all we were doing. We were just vamping to kind of like get the segue into the video.
I like that we still got there.
Yeah.
But she basically says about that whole tap room where it's like, if I have to go up and service myself,
It's not a service, and it's not a service job.
and in this instance, she was talking about a place like, if I have to go up and grab my own like everything.
Speaking to the mic, sir.
Huh?
Speaking to your mic, sir. Your mic is facing this way, and you're talking this way.
She's basically saying,
doesn't
if
like
I
that.
had to go up to order, I'm not tipping. Like, if I have to do any kind of self-service, I'm not tipping. And I kind of pretty much agree to an extent, depending on the place. Like, if you go to like a Starbucks, you do have to go up to order, but they are making your drinks and doing this and that. So tipping a barista, I think, is fair, but if it's like a tap room or something like that where I have to go pour my own beer, there's this one place in Arizona, somewhere in downtown Phoenix.
Pour your own beer?
Yeah, it was
tap
a
room.
wall.
That's where I just went.
It was-
That's what I was talking about.
It's a
Pour
wall
your
of
own-
taps,
it's your own tap
and you
room.
go and
Or your own shit. It's
put
like,
a little
well,
card in, and then
yeah.
Dude,
Literally,
and then it keeps everything on a
that's how
card.
it works.
Mhm.
I went
pay
there.
at
I
the
had
end.
to pour my own beer. When I wanted
Yeah.
my water, I had to get up, go to the same like
After
tap
all
thing.
that, you're giving me an automatic 20%.
Yeah.
But
And
then
they didn't even have ice,
Aggravating.
bro.
I'm more so
Aggravating.
speaking about the ones that don't automatically add it, and
Oh,
she's
yeah.
kind of talking about that. Like, if I had to go up and order and then pour my own stuff and this and that and grab my own condiments and ketchup or napkins and shit, then why am I tipping you? I'm not tipping
Right.
you, and I kind of agree with that. Like, you're not
So do
providing
I.
any other service other than making the food or making the drink that I now have to go get from that fucking fountain, the little fucking things.
You're right.
It's ice and shit. But like, there's nothing additional that is being done other than what they're already paying you for.
Right.
So I agree
Which,
with that.
like Wilson said, if that's the case, then no. Yeah, you're not working a service job at that point.
No.
Why not just raise the prices just a little bit? So, not saying raise them an exorbitant amount, like everything costs $2-3 more, but just a little
Which
bit.
they
to
do
level
already
it
anyways.
out. Huh?
They do already
Shrinkflation.
anyways.
Right.
They already
Of
do.
course,
So
of course. But
it's-
I'm just saying
it's
there
some
are
sick
ways
shit.
to get around that to where the consumer doesn't feel like
shafted.
they're-
Like
they don't feel shafted,
Shafted?
and then blame us because they blame us
Yeah.
because they're
Well,
the
we're
ones,
the people
ones
they
we
see.
saw.
We're the
Yeah.
base, yeah.
Yeah.
we got to deal with that shit. Oh my
So-
god, my favorite thing in the world is when customers bitch and moan about pricing. Why is this $17?
Bro.
Ma'am, I don't make the prices,
I don't
man.
know.
I sling the drink. Like, if you want it, I have it. If not, I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't get a cut of this. Believe me,
we're not
I
commission
don't.
based.
I don't get any part of that. I'm not trying to upsell you on anything. If you want it, you want it. If not,
Bro, imagine if we were though.
If we were commission based,
Oh
I'm
my
upselling that
God.
1942
Yo,
all day.
so much better. It's so
All
smooth.
day.
You really
This-
get
this
the
podcast-
vanilla
Man,
notes
so-
that come on at the
Yeah,
end.
this
Vanilla
podcast
notes.
would have already upgraded by now. If that was the case.
Oh fuck
Shit.
yeah, absolutely.
If
I
it
had
was
one dude this past
commission-based.
weekend was tripping over the price of this cocktail that his girl ordered. It was
I was there. I was right next to him when
he
this
was
shit
right
happened.
there next. Oh yes, please chime in when you can. So his girl came up and she's like, "Oh, can I get a what she say? She said, "You got Grand Marnier?" I was like, "Yes." Okay. You got Don Julio? I was like, "Yes." You got Resposado? Yes. All right. Can I get a margarita with some Grand Marnier? A Cadillac margarita? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like, can we just lead to the? Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, but shout
And
out
then
to her for knowing the ingredients she wanted.
Yeah.
yo. Let's at least give her
Give her that.
Yeah,
I'll give her that.
I'll
I'll give her
credit.
that.
I will
Like,
give
you
her
don't-
that.
You don't know the names the way we do, but at least she knew.
She
knew
knew.
the
She knew.
ingredients.
She
So
knew.
it's like quick side note. Like I do have a homie that does that everywhere he goes. Everywhere he goes, he's like goes to the bartender. Do you have Hennessy? Yes. Do you have pineapple? Yes. Can I get a Hennessy pineapple? And I literally sit next to him every fucking time. I'm just like, bro, can you just ask for a Hennessy pineapple and let them tell you? But he does it everywhere he goes. It cracks me up every fucking time.
That's
but
funny.
yeah.
Annoying.
No, we got Douce and apple juice. So,
Yo, that may actually be delicious.
have you ever seen apple juice at a bar?
Yeah,
I've never
Not
seen
many.
apple juice at a bar.
Not many, but it
Unfortunately.
exists.
I've worked at a bar. I've worked at several bars with apple juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have chocolate milk in little boxes at our bar. randomly.
I'll fuck up some chocolate
I
milk
don't
in the
know.
middle of the night.
You know what I'm saying? I think we make hot chocolate or something.
Wow.
Don't let me find
I
out
don't know
that
why
there's
I said
I'll
chocolate
make
milk at the
entirely
bar.
too many things there.
We really do. Wait, sorry to cut off your
Yes.
story. Go ahead.
So I just want to also say that I don't think she was really in the wrong. It was her man. So she's like, "Yeah, can I get that? Make it a double Cadillac margarita."
Ooh.
Okay, you got it. So, she's like, "Oh, can I also get a tahini rim?" Okay, just all these extra. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Of course. 'Cause you
Yeah.
have to pay for it. So I make it whatever, float the fucking Grand Marnier on top, and then I go to put it in the computer. I was like, damn. Even I was like, damn.
It was like $67.
It was like 60 and some change.
No way.
And then, so we got these new handhelds, right? And they have the suggested tips amount. And the best part is there is no zero. You have to do extra steps to type in zero.
Wait,
I've
there's
seen
not even a
people do it.
skip function on it? There's
No.
not a skip function?
No, it's just like
no,
it's
no.
basically
you gotta back
15, 18, 25, and then other.
and it says like custom or
Yeah,
other,
so
like
you have
double
to
zero.
go and
You really
put
got to
it
say
into-
fuck
yes.
you
Yeah.
to
So
me.
I made sure I rung it up on that device because I knew if I handed them the check, I knew. So I do that and I'm like, God damn. So I'm like, all right, yeah, cool. Hand it over, hand the thing over. He's like, her man's was like, it's like, why is this so much? And he started tripping. Mind you, this dude was iced out. Like 2-3 chains on, right? One little pendant to that ice and everything like that. Iced out.
I'm standing next to him whole time while she ordered the drink, while he is making it, and I'm thinking like, damn, that's gonna be expensive. And I hear him bitching about it. I hear him bitching. It's so fucking expensive. And then P goes, did you offer to show him like the thing to make sure it wasn't upcharging?
I didn't offer, but I kind of explained to him. He's like, "Why is it so expensive?" I'm like, "Well, it's a double Don Julio Reposado with Grand Marnier." He's like, "Man, Don Julio Reposado's not that expensive." I'm like, "Okay,
At
buddy."
this bar, it
is
is.
now.
in the
It
bars.
is.
And it also
It
is
is.
now
Don
because
Julio is
fuckers
pricey.
like you keep ordering it.
Exactly.
It used to be
Supply and
cheap.
demand.
Yeah,
It used to be
that's
cheap.
same shit happened with Casamigos. Yeah,
Like, tell me what bar
At least
serves
Don
it for
Julio's
cheap.
kind of good.
Tell me
That's
where
right.
they serve it
Right.
cheap because I want to stay away from that place.
Yeah.
Because they clearly don't care about anything else. So we're going back and forth. He's like, "Oh, it's not this." I'm like, "Dude, I don't make the prices. I just work here." I
No.
literally put my hands up. I'm like, "I
punch
just
in
work
what
here,
you
man.
order.
I just work here, man." So he's trying to pay and shit, right? And because it had the suggested tips, he's like, "Oh, you see this shit? This is what a lot of bars are doing now." And I think he hit 15%, right?
Shit, 15%,
He hit
15%.
15%. This motherfucker was bitching. He told me.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me
Go ahead,
jump
take
in.
over, take over.
So
take over.
I'm standing the other side of the bar. I'm, because I'm there as a patron, and he's bitching whole time. So I'm being a little chismoso. I'm hearing like, what's going on over here? So I'm looking over at him. I'm like, why is he bitching so much? I'm listening to the conversation, hearing it, and then he's paying with Apple Pay. So he's like trying to tap it, and so Apple Pay. He pulls it up, scans his face, and if you guys don't, he's playing with Apple Cash. And on his Apple Cash, it shows you the total on the top, right? Like I only got $1.68 because I don't use Apple Cash. He had $13,000 just in Apple Cash.
Apple Cash. That's free money. Bro.
Yeah, on his phone. And I was like, damn, he's bitching.
13
bitching
grand.
over Apple Cash. Like I want to see what his actual bank accounts look like because
it's probably not that high.
Scammer.
No,
Scammer.
All of his money is
Scammer.
in Venmo, Zelle,
Scammer.
Venmo, and like Apple
He's a
Cash.
scammer. And that jewelry was
why are you
probably
bitching?
fake.
It's not even your money then.
Exactly.
You're stealing that money from other people.
Jewelry is probably fake as shit too. I hope it is.
I should have brought the diamond tester out.
Right.
They just let me see that shit.
I'm not. No beat. No beat. Yeah. So that happened, and I just thought it was funny because like how you come iced out, 13,000 in Apple Cash, and still bitching about the price.
Just people do it for the gram, bro.
Yeah.
They're wearing the fake ice. They're getting all nice in their one nice outfit for the week.
It was annoying.
It's a stunt for everyone else.
And I'll tell you, Redacted does the Cadillac Margarita scam because with us, all we do is add in. We're supposed to spec-wise just add in a 1/4 ounce of Grand Marnier into the actual drink.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just a 1/4 ounce. I stopped doing that clearly as a, you know, I know people that want Cadillac margaritas, you want it as a float, and so I would do it as a float. And sorry, Redacted, I'm not really measuring that shit. I'm doing it until I make sure you can see that there's like a float of Grand Marnier. But yeah, like the specs of ours is that you're supposed to add in a 1/4 ounce of Grand Marnier.
So would you rather try to save money and lose more because it gets sent back more?
It gets sent back,
because it's not what the customer is
because people keep on saying like,
expecting.
"Where's the Grand Marnier?" No. But we started. But the thing is, when I was a server, I would actually just scam them more. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, we just use a 1/4 ounce." So what most people do is just add a shot of Grand Marnier on the side, and that's what I would do.
Damn,
and people
bro.
usually would take me up on that, and I'm just like, "No, you should just get a shot of Grand Marnier on the side because it's not going to be that much in there." They're like, "All right, cool," and then that's an extra like $8 or something.
Damn,
Wait,
bro.
well, lucky for them, you only charge $8.
Yeah.
Where I work, we charge you for a full shot of Grand Marnier,
Oh no, what's it?
which is more than the margarita.
Oh word.
Yeah,
Oh shit.
People
Where I
don't
work,
understand that
a shot of
expensive.
Grand Marnier costs more than the margarita itself.
It might be more than $8. Maybe it's been a while since I've been to service. so I
Grand
don't know,
Marnier
but-
isn't cheap, and people
No,
don't
it's
understand
not.
that. It's cognac liqueur.
Yeah.
Come on, cognac orange liqueur on top of that.
Yeah.
But to kind of go back to the thing we were saying about tipping and industry people coming in, I wanted to ask you guys and the audience as well. Have you guys always felt the same way about tipping prior to working in the service industry? Have you guys' feelings changed before and after? Like, have you always been about, yes, tip, or was it until after you got into it, like, yeah, you know what, I need you guys to tip? Like, have you always thought the same way you think now? Has it changed?
I know both answers. I don't know if anybody else wants to start.
My mom cut hair, and that's like her career, so she's always kind of like worked on tips. So it was always instilled in me like tip, no matter what, like minimum 20%. You gotta for me, you gotta really fuck something up, where it's like either you're like a straight up asshole. Like I am a very simple person even before I worked in the service industry. It's like you really need to go out of your way to piss me off for me not to tip you. Like it's got you got to fuck my order up. You got to give me some shitty drinks. You have to then be an asshole if I ask you to fix it. For me not to tip. And now my only outlook on tipping that's changed is what I'm supposed to do to get the tip. Like my whole perspective is I'm a bartender. I'm a bartender. I'm licensed. I know. I know I'm supposed to give you the drink, and it should taste good, right? But that's not where I get the tip from. I get the. God damn it. I get extra money that the government sometimes can't claim if you're giving me cash.
You whore.
Slut. Based on the experience that, especially as a bartender, and especially as a bartender where people walk up, right? Like my job is to give you an experience and to make you feel special and make you feel seen and make you feel like the center of the world for however long an interaction is. That's why y'all like were giving me shit. Like it's such a low amount to say like $5 and have them ring a bell, and I'll make them ring the bell. Like ring the bell, and then it's like, damn, she's a tipper, he's a tipper. But that's my job, is to make you feel special and make you feel like the center of the world, right? Like you are the only thing I care about for these next 2 minutes, right, or however long the ticket time takes. That's the only shift I've had since working in the service industry. Is like, that's my job, make you feel important, because we all live in our own little bubble.
Yeah. Well said.
Yeah.
Well
Thanks.
said. Because I didn't feel like the $5 was a low amount as far as the tip. I just felt like it was a low amount to be ringing a bell, only because we get a lot of $5 tips. And I don't want to hear that bell all goddamn night.
Oh man, ring
So
that
that's-
fucking bell. Ring that bell, because then everyone else
I
hears.
want it for 10 because I want to be able to say they tipped us 10. Like, I just want to be able to say that, because a lot of people would be like, "Oh, I got $5. I got $5."
Yeah,
Just ring the bell.
keep giving me
know.
$5 so I can ring that fucking bell. $5 adds up
But
throughout the
I just
night.
want to double it just a little bit for capitalism.
Just for
Just
capitalism's
a little
purposes.
bit
inflation.
more. Just
Rob,
a
have your
little
feelings
more.
changed?
I
Or
was
have you been
trying
the
to-
same?
I was trying to think about it. So I guess as an adult, my first job when I moved to LA when I was like maybe 22, 23 was valet. So like parking cars and stuff like that. So that's all completely tip based. So yeah, like, so I feel like my feelings toward tips has always been pretty like, yeah, you need to tip everywhere you go, whatever you do. But I'm trying to think what it was before, and I can't really recall before. But I know my family is very much like, did not know tipping was a thing you really need to do, or you need to like really think about. Like, they're like, I guess I'll do 15% until like, I think one of my uncles was the one that educated like the rest of my family, like, hey, you should tip a minimum of 15%, 20% if they really like wow you. It's kind of like what the rubric was within the family. But for myself, I feel like I've always been pretty like, yeah, I should tip at least 15%. And then when I got into ballet and then clearly into like service industry, that was when it went to like, my minimum is 20%, and you, like what Wilson was saying, like, you got to really fuck it up in order for me to tip less than 15% or less than 20%. Sorry. But I can't recall, because as an adult, yeah, I've always kind of been in some industry that was tip related.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I can't recall a time where I ever stiffed somebody on a tip or anything like that. I felt like I've always just tipped, no matter what, even if it was a beer, $1 and a beer, something like that. I would say, if anything, the amount I tip has improved since being in the service industry, if anything like that, because if I see the bartender or whatever is hustling and this and that, it's like, all right, man, let me throw you a couple extra more just to show my appreciation and for me to see that you're working hard and shit. But I think I've always been the same about tipping, and I would like to know if anybody out there has had their feelings change, where if you were like, no, I didn't tip, then being on the other side, you're like, oh, okay, I get it now. So it would be nice to hear another outlook if anybody wants to drop a comment below.
This is a quick question I have. Like, do you feel like your thing was more so in terms of what I'm going to tip was more percentage based, or more just like, let me just toss you $1 or $2?
It was, so when I said $1, it was just like, if I'm ordering a beer,
Yeah.
give you like $1 or $2, and then
Interesting.
and then as the bill as a whole, it was definitely more looking at the percentage of like, oh, okay, 18% or 20% if I really like the service. But then that changed. Obviously, service industry is like, okay, well, I'm gonna look at the percentage, and then I'm gonna add more than that, just a couple dollars extra too. Just, I don't know. I think that's what changed for me. But I think I've always tipped. I hope so. I'd feel really shitty if I didn't. Oh my god, now I gotta think back.
Think about it. Think about it. Take a second.
Think about your sins, bro.
I just always think about that story that my mom told, where she got chased out of the fucking all-you-can-eat sushi place by the worker. You remember that? When my mom was on, when we were back recording at the studio.
I remember her telling us.
Yeah,
story, but I don't remember
it was
how it went.
It was a revolving sushi place, I think in Schaumburg, by what's that fucking mall? Woodfield, yeah. And they opened from certain times, and this lady chased my mom out, like screaming at her for a tip. She's like, I already left the tip. And she said something. She's like, oh, you got a tip. They work hard. And she's like, you should pay them more than.
Yikes.
So
I mean, the whole tipping culture thing in America is fucked. Like,
Yeah, it's
people should
terrible.
just,
It's terrible.
pay living wages, but don't reflect that onto the customer. Don't you fucking put a 20% living wage tax on my bill because you're a cheapskate fuck who doesn't want to pay your staff a living wage. Awful. That's not my fault.
Yeah.
It's god awful.
Nando?
So I don't mean to tell this story to make it sound like I'm just trying to make it fit the narrative that you all have kind of woven together, but I feel like my thing has kind of been a little bit of a mix of all of that. So before I ever even thought about getting into the service industry, I always tipped, but I never really thought about how much I tipped. It was just always like, oh, as long as I give $5,
Yeah.
I don't care what my bill is. $5 is good.
Right.
But that mostly came from when I was a kid. I might have told this story before, but if I have, it's been so long ago on the show. No one remembers. But I remember I was in high school, and my best friend at the time, we went to this restaurant, and he put 5 $1 bills on the table after he ordered his food. And every time
I don't like where this is going.
Yeah, every time something didn't come out in time, or he had to ask for something more than once, or whatever, he would take $1 off.
Oh no!
And he was like, if she gets $0 at the end, she gets $0. If she gets 1, she gets 1. And I just remember how that felt, because I looked at him and I was like, this doesn't make any sense, man. Like, you're putting her under pressure to get the tip, and you don't even know if that's a good enough tip. And he's like, $5 is always good enough. So I just always tried to beat his $5, no matter where I would go.
That's
even into
trauma.
into my early 20s.
That's
man.
blaming her for shit that might not be her fault.
There's
Like, it's
so
not
much that could be out of her
fault that
hands.
This restaurant slammed right now.
Right, and it was a small. You could tell it was like a family
sadistic.
restaurant. You know,
Well,
so
it's people like to have any modicum of control.
That's
and
sadistic as
just
fuck.
doing whatever they want, and people probably get off on that. I was
right,
like, yeah,
they
Sadistic.
do.
I can.
They
Fuck
absolutely
with you.
do.
Yeah.
They absolutely do, and that was kind of my point.
Yeah, can you grab me another Guinness?
There's no more Guinness.
There's no more Guinness.
Yeah, so he's gonna be gone for a while. But no, that was actually part of what I wanted to talk about. Is once I got into the service industry and started understanding what getting tips would do for me, being a bartender, being in the industry, yeah, I cared more. So then I started to over care and over tip a lot of people.
That happens.
You know?
That tends to happen.
You know?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't know. See, like, I'm not one to say like put that shit into the universe, but like, I'm gonna tip a little bit more because like hopefully
Honestly,
eventually that shit bounces back
and
to me.
I would, but I'm saying I would tip so much more that even my other service industry friends were like, okay, you're doing a little too much. And I'm like, I just want that
Nah,
good
good
karma.
karma,
man.
good karma,
I
good
just
karma.
want a good karma. And
Want
I was
that
like,
good karma.
there is a cap, because sometimes you didn't get the service that you thought you got.
Yeah.
You just understand what they're going through. So in my opinion, what's changed for me now is that I look at it like, okay, let me at least try to make sure that I pay it forward as much as possible. Let me try to even things out as much as I can for this person's shift. You know.
So, I wanted to ask you, because we asked this before. I think is another question we should bring up too.
Yeah.
What are some common misconceptions about you feel about male bartenders from your perspective? Like, what do you think people think about you, or have people said to you, like an example is like, oh bro, I bet you get all the girls. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I bet you get all the girls. No, the fuck I don't.
Just common
One
misconceptions.
one that I hate is like, oh, like girls will, like, I'll speak to girls at the bar, and they'll go, oh my god, you probably flirt with everyone. Like, yeah, I do, because it's kind of like my job. It's like I gotta.
It's the same thing you do.
Yeah, it's the same thing you do. I bet you're tipped. I bet you get tipped by all the girls. And then I go, actually, no, you guys are the worst fucking tippers, because you think it's just because you're cute, and that's why. Like, no. Obviously, yeah, they assume that I sleep with like every girl.
And your coworkers too.
And my coworkers. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't shit where I eat. That's not a good look for me. I did that enough in like my retail days.
Not
Not doing that shit anymore.
That shit start to stink.
Yep.
I'll give you that one. It's a good one.
Other than that, other misconceptions. Yeah, I think that's it. Just like you sleep with everyone that you interact with at a bar, and you probably get tipped really well by all the girls.
So
Yeah, they're awful.
because you work,
Yeah, they're awful.
They're awful tippers, man. Pretty girls are the
Man hates
worst
women.
fucking tippers.
Yeah, they really are.
Women's History Month's
They
almost over,
really
guys.
are, man.
oh
Like,
shit, that's right. Oh wow, terrible take on Women's History Month. So because you
Bring
work,
misogyny back, 2024, boys.
God,
No,
We do not
love
condone
women.
this
We
message.
love women. We support women. We empower women.
yes. So because you work on a boat,
We
and-
empower them to tip better.
Yeah, please
Yes.
tip better. Be better.
Or make that donor tip better.
Yeah.
That sugar
That too?
daddy.
Yep.
um,
Yep. Oh my god, the amount of times I've had men on the boat who are like, or like it's like a guy who's paying for like a round of girls' drinks, or like two girls that are paying for their drinks. I've had people that were like going to put 20%, and then their hating ass friend or girlfriend or whatever is like, no, don't tip. I'm like, he spit. I've looked at him, I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
That's wild.
I
How
don't-
dare
It's not
you?
even your
understand
money.
that.
That's
bitch.
not
Like,
your
what the fuck are
money.
you talking
You are
about?
such a hater.
that's
Yeah.
a different level of.
You're a
hating.
hater. How
That's just
dare you?
immature. That's immature as
Damn.
fuck.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I've seen that.
Do you ever, because
Hope
you
a fly lands in your drink.
And
I'm
I'm not
not
replacing it,
remaking
bitch.
it. No.
That's not my fault.
I'm not reporting it.
That's
I'm not
between-
remaking
That's
it.
between you and the fly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all figure that shit out.
Yo, that's just protein. Eat that shit up.
I'll give you that one. Do you ever assume the amount of tip you're gonna get based on the person's accent because you work on a boat? I'm sure you get a various amount of.
Yeah, I get a
people
lot of
there.
tourists on the boat.
Do you ever think like, oh, they have this kind of British accent or whatever? Like, okay, let's just call it what it is. Like, if you get people with European accents or something that's not in their customs.
I think
you
European.
think-
I've had Europeans tip way more consistently because I think they come over to the States and understand it. I think it's the inverse. Like dumb Americans will go to European countries and then be like, "Oh no, I have to tip. It's customary," and then like they have to like get explained to like, "No, we don't tip here. Like that's not something we do." Like,
Yeah.
where I think the inverse is like Europeans understand when they come here that for the most part you should be tipping service industry people. I haven't run into any. Or many Europeans, I think I've run into.
Not just
some.
Europeans.
Yeah, but like I've run into some people
All of
that
those
don't
across
have
the
the
ocean.
understanding of the service industry. But I think when they come here, they understand. Like this is something you tip for.
They're like hyper aware.
Yeah, I get shafted way more by Americans than I do.
Yep.
Non-Americans.
You said you look like you were. You
I
look
should
like
get
you were going to
shafted.
say
Equal
something.
shaftings.
Equal shaft.
Equal shaftings.
Why are you saying shaftings?
It's just word of the day. It was on Wordle as word of the day.
You were going to say something.
Got it down. Shit, that's gone.
He's so busy thinking about the shafting.
Shaftings.
He got shafted.
Yep.
Yep.
There it
He got
is.
shafted.
Equal
That is
shaftings.
that is not the definition I thought of when shafting was.
All right.
Nope, I'm thinking about the movie.
Would you rather me just say getting fucked? I get fucked by
It's-
by Americans
I
more
thought
than
these
I get
customers
fucked by
were-
non-Americans.
I thought these customers were slapping the shit out of you. That's what I
It
thought.
kind of is when you don't tip me. God damn it!
A little bit.
How much fucking time I spent just talking to you and like looking you in the eyes, trying to crack jokes, have a good time with you, for you not to give me a tip? God damn!
Yeah.
Come on now.
Give
I
Wilson
don't do
the
this
tip.
for my health.
He wants the tip. Give him the fucking tip.
Give
I'm a
him
broke
all
ass
the
teacher,
tip.
bro.
Give
I
him a
need
full
money.
tip.
And that's why you're
I don't like where
bartending.
any of this is going.
What do you mean? Shafts and tips? Is that not what this podcast is about?
I mean, it is. It
Yeah.
is. Okay, so
You good, screenager, man? You just scrolling through. The
I'm
phone?
I'm looking for. God, you know what? All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know how to lead a pod. I don't have a podcast.
All right, then
I
shut the
come as a
fuck up and
guest.
let me do my fucking job. God damn.
Someone didn't
Be
give
a guest.
20% tip.
Just took $1 away.
Yeah. That was rude.
You know what? Take all of them away because I'm about to let you have it now.
Oh shit!
God, if I don't know how I would feel if I saw that shit. If somebody
No, if it's
was
just
sitting at
on
the bar
table, yeah,
and they're just like every time, I may have to stop and be like, oh, is this for me? And just to start that conversation, because if I already know now, just to start it like, oh, is that for me? Are you paying?
Yeah.
Just because that shit would piss me the fuck off.
yeah.
Especially being
shit.
who I am now, I had to say something.
Once you start taking money away from me in front of my face, whatever happens to your food happens to your food, and I don't have to be the one to do it.
Yeah.
Shit.
No,
I'm sorry.
It's a
Which was what I tried
Might
to
get
say
the
to
waiting
him.
treatment.
I tried to say that to him at the time. This has a work husband.
If your partner works in the restaurant business, you better go visit them at work. You better go drop them off some lunch. You better go, hey, just stop in to say hello. Because let me tell you something. That is how they all act with each other. I was restaurant host for one summer. Just one. And I know that is how everyone, by the way, managers, servers, line cook, that's how everyone acts with one another. Yeah, go visit them at work. And stay strong. Let me chuck this one up real quick. Stay strong. Yeah.
I mean, just to push back a little bit, I think that shit happens, and this shit happens. It's any job. It's not like a unique to the service industry. It's any job you spend a majority of your time around the same people. Because
Even in the offices.
You develop the flirtation, you develop like connections with people just by spending more and more time around each other, and that's it.
But let's also add that a lot of that developing the flirtation comes from something you're not getting at home.
Oh, 100%.
Like, let's just keep it 100. If your partner is looking for something somewhere else and work is just where they happen to find it, it's because they're not finding it at home. And you two need to sit down and have a real conversation about whether or not you are on the same page and whether you should continue. Like, seriously.
And people just don't like open and honest communication amongst each other too.
Yeah.
It's just
whether it's like friends with benefits, whatever.
It's everything. Right. But this is service industry, and this is coming from that.
What?
But even shit. There was a place, the last place he and I worked at together. They're having a moment right now. Let them have it. But the last place we worked at together,
I had a joke. I'm not.
We had a coworker who would openly flirt with other people, even though they got married. Like they were engaged. They were engaged.
Once a dog, always a dog.
No, say your joke. No, your joke was right on the tip of your fucking tongue. You say that.
And then we found out the dog had fleas.
Yeah. You burnt bitch.
You raggedy bitch. But no, I mean not just to make light.
pH balance is out of whack.
Not just to make light. Come on, man. Not just to make light. But they did put themselves in that situation, so we do get to laugh about it. I'm sorry. Like, if you do things in public, people get to publicly laugh.
For those that
ourselves
know,
included, because trust, people are laughing at us as well. It is what it is. It's just jokes. We can all get them.
I will say, in regards to that video, when the times I have been single, I've been some guys' work husband for their girlfriends.
That was the most uncomfortable laugh I've ever
What are you, Seth Rogen?
Yeah, no, that laugh was awesome.
I've been the work husband or girl when they've had a boyfriend. When I wasn't in a relationship. Let me just put that on. So I've been that guy that's swinging around and shit, knowing damn well they got a boyfriend back at home.
Now you're the work wife.
They're
swinging you around, trying to make you feel better.
Dainty leg ass.
Dainty leg ass.
Damn.
He got one leg up.
That wasn't a stray. That was had me in
I
his
don't
scope.
send strays.
What the fuck?
Direct shots.
What the fuck I do to you?
As soon as he sees the security guards, like, hold me.
What the fuck did I do?
Please.
No, not hugs like this.
Uppies.
Go ahead.
Witty please.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Damn, what the fuck I do?
What do you say fuck me for?
Straight up just pop, pop.
Nah, you, your mans, both y'all can get it.
Him,
I come back.
Bodies.
I like how we did our reference and they did theirs.
Generations and eras, everybody.
Fuck, I wanted to get you.
But I have been that one guy, and then when their boyfriend comes in, and then
Yeah.
see,
You gotta
but
act different.
okay. So here's the thing.
You ever get hurt?
It's not that I have to act different. No. And I've never had to act different. It's not me. It's like your girl allowed it to happen.
Mhm.
I'm just here, just having fun.
Providing a service.
make-
Due toward the rest of the
It's just like, look, I dished it out a little bit. She took some of the bait. So it's like, oh, so you're allowing this. I'm not crossing any boundaries that obviously aren't there. Where she put up that boundary that said, yeah, no, this isn't okay. Cool. But no boundaries were put up. She allowed it. But when their mans or whatever comes in, then they act all brand new. They gotta act all like cold towards me. And it's always funny to
That's
see.
between them.
That
Don't
is.
come for me, man.
Yeah.
It ain't got nothing to do with me.
I didn't do shit. Talk to her.
I ain't done nothing different. I don't go after nobody. I don't initiate nothing. Anything that happens. But then with me, it's like I never. For one, I never initiate anything because you don't want to be that guy that
No, you don't.
everyone's looking at like, oh, he does flirt with everyone.
Where my hug at? Where my hug at?
Yeah, you don't want to be the downies.
Where
Like,
my
you
hug
don't want
at?
to be that guy. Like, where my hug at? Come here.
Got
come
your
here.
phone.
Like,
Ha 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 ha.
Oh my
You're not supposed to
God.
have this on shift. Ha ha ha.
Nah, fuck that. You know?
Took your tablet. You can't take orders. God, Jesus Christ.
Or the new one now is, hey, take a picture with me so I can post on my social media and tag you. Like that.
Mhm.
That's
That's
the
a new
new
one?
thing now in the last like 4 or 5 years. The work husbands now, or the guys who want to be the work husband, they go and they say,
They
take
wanna
a
be
photo with me
posted.
so we can post it online on my page. But I get to tag you in it.
want to be the work husband is keeping it.
They don't know how to do that no more.
Sanchos don't want to be
Well,
Sanchos no
because
more.
yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to be the work husband. They want to be the real husband. God damn it!
No
Yeah.
way.
Show me off to the world.
Yeah.
I'm tired of living in the shadows.
One would prefer, in my head, to be the work husband where there's no actual commitment. Like, there. Not that I'm afraid of commitment, but that one would. It seems like
You're not afraid of it, you just avoid it.
Yeah, I just like.
There's a difference.
There's a duck and dodge. There's
Like
a
Pootie
Muhammad
Tang?
Ali, just like,
Shoulder shimmy in the corner, baby.
yeah, but the people that like would do that is like crazy. It's like, you know, there's a situation. I don't know, but you try to fuck it up. Just enjoy being the Sancho at fucking the restaurant or the bar.
I've never understood the desire to break up a relationship anyway. It's
Oh,
like,
no,
bro,
no,
now
never
you
tried to
got to
break up a
deal with all
relationship.
of it unfiltered.
But it's also like, if you break up the relationship and then you actually get in the relationship, now you trust it because
No, that's
Nope.
what I'm saying. You got to
Yeah.
deal with that person now unfiltered.
unfiltered.
You
Or just
only
walk away
got
and be
that
toxic.
person giving them what they felt was the best version to give you to
Yeah.
make them feel better
Yeah.
for what they weren't getting at home. So if there's that barrier now broken down, Berlin Wall is down, right? All the refugees come over. He's like, nah, I need you to take your ass back home. Like, get back over
Jesus
there.
Christ.
And ask for all that.
Jesus
Boy,
Christ.
we are,
I will say, never done it with the attempt to break up the relationship.
No.
It's just like, oh, it's like
I never want to
at
break
work.
up a happy home.
at work.
It's not a happy home. Let's
Nah,
not
it's
get
not.
into
But I
this.
don't
It's
want
not
to
a
break
happy
it
home.
up. Like, I'm
It's just
not
a
going
home.
to pay half the rent. I just want to come in when the motherfuckers at work.
But it's also, aside from
this
that
is the
part of it.
problematic section of the podcast.
aside from that too, it's like if you do get along with someone that well, it does make the shift better. Like, you know, you'll have a good work day if you see one of your favorite coworkers, whether it's work wife, work best friend, whatever it is, or just somebody you get along with. It makes that shift easier no matter what, because if something goes sour, you know, in some way, shape, or form, they'll uplift you or vice versa, and you have a joke or whatever. So working with people that you can get along with, maybe not to that degree where you're twirling them around, but somebody you just like one joke and you're back to normal. that is something great.
That is-
People just
Platonic
need to be
or
less
not.
horny.
Yeah.
like ever. It seems like it ends up being.
that was kind of
It's just
outrageous.
it's really horny.
That was also
Uh,
talking about asking your manager a question
Yeah.
too. That was the
Yeah,
manager.
that was weird.
But we also don't know if either one of those people are in a relationship either.
That's true.
It's just the person
Yeah.
who stitched it was like, you need to go check in. But yeah, it could look that way. They could already be fucking, and that's why they look so close.
And also, this is not a sign to go through their shit. No, it's just a video. It's for jokes. Her instance was a little bit different, but it's not everybody in the service industry. Okay, it's
a bit.
It's
absolutely not.
It's
absolutely
not only
not.
in the service industry. That's every job. So
Literally,
if your husband or significant other works in the office, check on
office parties we in the service industry are watching of the like in office romances happening.
That is the time.
Oh my
the holiday parties, man.
If you're the place that's their safe space, which redacted is right below a hotel, and I know y'all see a lot of it because I see it where I work. Yeah. And you see the two people in their business attire hanging out right after work, having a drink, both wearing wedding rings, but not interacting like that, but leave like that. It's like, oh,
the only difference between like service industry and like other jobs like that is there's more a professional expectation in the other industries.
Right. I would say, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah,
there's more HR oversight.
Yeah. There it is. There it is. Right. Like no one. Ain't no fucking HR for the bar staff. Like something really needs to go wrong for like a corporate shit to get some corporate situation to get involved. Yeah. Versus like if I'm a teacher and I'm flirting a little bit, a little too hard, then it's like, oh, my boss is gonna come talk to me. Like with this like principal type shit is gonna come to my office and be like, hey, we gotta talk about what you said.
Yeah. Or what you did.
Yeah, or what you did, right? Yeah. Whereas like at a bar, it's just gonna be. Wait, bro. I've said this for years. I just want one hot mom. Just give me one fucking hot mom.
It'll come.
I've had to have zero hot moms. Zero hot moms.
What? You've never had a hot mom? Yeah, I'm sorry.
There's a lot going on.
Wait, you've never had a hot mom?
Yeah, no. Like none of my students have had hot moms.
Oh, none of your students.
None of my students have had hot moms.
Okay,
yeah.
You gotta preface
my 4 years of teaching. None of my students. Yeah, sorry. In my head, I'm like, oh yeah, everyone understands. I just want a hot mom.
I knew what you meant, but yeah. I knew what you meant. I know what they're going for. I knew what you meant.
And what I mean by
we'll translate next time.
What I mean by that too is like I just want in my head, and not just a hot mom. Here. I want a recently divorced hot mom who
how old?
Who I don't know. Don't matter. Age ain't nothing but a number. All right. And if she's a mom, she's gonna be over 25, hopefully. At the high school age, I'd hope over 27, 28. Honestly, like what, 18, 14. Yeah, no, probably like all right, 30, 35, maybe.
Okay.
Age ain't nothing but a number.
I just hate that a teacher took that long to get the math right.
Yeah.
I fucking teach history, assholes.
That's not right.
Bro,
say no Diddy, bro. Say no Diddy.
No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy. No Diddy, no Kelly.
Shit.
Wow.
Did he do it?
Did he do it? Did he do it? No, one of the going back to the boat. One of the hardest things for me is we'll have certain cruises that will consistently play R. Kelly, especially towards the end of a cruise after 4 hours. And it's just
play R. Kelly in Chicago.
Yeah, it's real. It's real hard. Like, and I'll get ready to make a drink, and I'm like, damn, can I get down to this? Like, it's a lot of internal conflicts, personally, or it's just like, damn, I don't know if I can think about bump and grind in the same way anymore.
I don't believe he gets any money from streaming, so I think it's okay to bump to R. Kelly.
So where do we separate the art from the artist?
If they're not making money,
at what point do we separate the art from the artist?
Apparently, DVD, VHS, and streaming.
Okay. Yeah, because then you own that product.
That's where we separate the artist.
So if you own the CD, you can bump R. Kelly.
No, I meant if they did something bad while the only way you could get it was DVD or VHS, now they got to go to jail. But if it's streaming, apparently we just let it go. But until they fly to another country, and we got to stop them from leaving that country.
And take videos of him getting a haircut in a fucking private jet. Just a demon. The Diddler's out. The Diddler. The Diddler's out. Batman's.
Have you not seen that?
I see him like
Batman's newest villain.
He's Batman's newest villain.
Hey, can't stop, won't stop.
Yeah.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can you
The
pull up
Diddler?
a photo of the Diddler?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
While I pull up the next video.
The thing for good or for
shit.
bad with if we're just going.
I would love for that to be the title, but I don't think it works.
Diddler?
Yeah, I don't think
Pass
it
it
works.
along.
Batman's newest villain.
Oh, no.
Batman's newest villain.
This is insane.
Well, no. What's even funnier too?
That is wild and nasty work. In
It's a
2020.
What's
nasty
even
work.
funnier is that I think 2 years ago he dressed up as the
As the
Joker,
Joker.
for Halloween,
remember
and then
that.
he was just like really into character too.
No,
which
I
was,
remember he
He's
was
like,
was-
do you know how it gave these scars?
Y'all see the tweet where it's like, where it was about the FBI raids, and then like, I know Diddy pulled just like a dildo lever in the wall and dropped it into a car and just. And I'm just imagining some Adam West type shit where it's just a dildo sculpture. And he's like, to the cave, whatever the fuck my son's name is.
and there's like a sound effect like two pow.
Yep. Bing.
And it's just him and Farnsworth Bentley fucking floating down.
They're sliding down the fucking fireman pole, and then they get changed into their costumes.
it's his Diddler.
We've got to
outfit
get
with
to the
ass
cock
as
car.
chaps. The Dickmobile.
The Dickmobile.
Oh. The thing with R. Kelly, though, I was going to say was that he was illiterate, so he probably didn't read his contract.
That
well,
motherfucker.
and so he probably got shafted.
Got a 360 deal?
He got shafted out of a lot of his, like, probably streaming.
Yeah, I know that motherfucker owns 0 masters.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's no way he does. All right, so this next video is a little bit more like.
I hate that you brought up Farnsworth Bentley, bro. God damn. God damn, what a deep cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright.
With an umbrella. While he's going down the actual.
Come on, let's go, bro.
This guy's Puerto Rican.
Well, it's clicking. It ain't playing.
I'm pointing at the fucking soundbar, like whatever. All right.
Go ahead. Get out of here. Get out of here. Get out of here.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
me at my job.
Get your ass out. No.
That's me at my job.
Nope. You want water?
My-
It's over there.
My favorite thing is that at Fight Club, our GM, who used to be security and still is, literally, it's like watching a fucking cat stalk its prey. You'll see people just sitting there having conversations that should have already been over. We've been done for a while. Music's been off. We can all hear your conversations. You should be outside. And he just like calmly walks behind him, and he'll look at me or someone else, and he'll just like gesture towards him like, "I'm not leaving." And he'll stay there. He'll stay there for like a solid 60 seconds. And then he'll just scream out, "Hey, we're closed. I gotta get everybody."
There's no one else there.
And then people just go, "Oh shit, all right."
Well, people are so
And
fucking
just file the fuck
self-absorbed.
out because someone's standing behind him, and he's big, and he looks white, and he's bald.
That's another thing. It's just like people
Those are the three you need. Like,
read the room, man. If
The
no
lights
one
are
is
on.
there, the lights are on,
Music
and you hear
is
no
off.
fucking music, get the fuck out.
if
Get
the
out.
bartender can see you and they're not hustling to make a drink and they're literally looking at you calmly while cleaning things,
Capping
you
my
need
shit,
to leave.
staring you down, wiping
Yes.
bottles.
My favorite thing is to blast music. Like
Closing Time by Stereosonic?
No, I'll play.
Bye.
I'll depending on the crowd. Sometimes I'll
Or
play.
get the fuck out of here, which I think is by
Get
Richard
the fuck
Cheese.
out.
Depending on the crowd, I'll either blast Vicente Fernandez, R.I.P. the
Go to
Goat,
bed.
or I'll play Nickelback. I'll play what's that one? Couldn't as a wise man, poor man stealing.
That would get me,
This
that would
is
get me out
how
of a bar quick.
You remind
It depends.
me.
It depends on the bar. It depends on the bar because some bars like
Wonder
my
Bread
bar.
bar? That's
Well,
my,
if-
my bar, they would think that's an invitation to keep singing.
Well, again,
Nah,
it
I'm not
depends
gonna lie.
on the party we have. So if we have a party that's like all hip hop, R&B, this and that, I'm gonna play some really white ass fucking tunes.
Yeah,
If
go
Tea
completely
Swizzle.
opposite.
or I'll play Vicente Fernandez. I'll play corridos, something like that. If it's nothing but Latinos, I'm gonna play fucking System of a Down or something else like that.
Well,
You know,
but Latinos like that now.
yeah.
That doesn't work the way it used to, man.
If I heard corridos, if I heard corridos at a bar, I'm getting pissy drunk. I am like crying into
It's
a
2
cup
a.m.
drunk, like
now it's time for me to turn up.
yeah, like I'm sad. That's the Mexican in me coming out. It's like I just gotta get sad.
There it is.
I don't even know what I'm
There it
sad
is.
about yet, but like fuck it, I'm gonna be sad about something.
What about Closing Time by
Stereosonic.
Yeah, closing time. Yeah,
Closing time.
but that I feel like it's just so overused now. That's like we gotta come up with different.
It's immune now.
People are immune to it. They have built up an immunity. It's like, okay,
They
we
think
know.
that's last call. They don't think that's it's time to leave. They think, it's last call. It's time to go order another drink. Yeah. Even though someone either shouted last call or the lights turned on 20 minutes ago, hearing closing time means, they're now about to close, meaning I can go get another drink. I think people have forgotten what last call really is.
I wasn't say at Fight Club specifically though. You guys would turn the lights on really fucking early. At like
1:30.
1:15, 1:30.
I know.
And so it's just like,
right.
I don't know.
It is a little early.
I will give you that.
Yes.
I will readily give you that. Here's the thing though.
It makes sense though.
If the lights come on and we're still making drinks, then order. But if the lights come on, and as I said a moment ago, you see me cleaning and looking at you, that's not the time.
Right.
It's still incumbent upon you to read the room. Maybe this particular place, which I can say, in my belief, the reason why we do it at my job is because there are so many people there. You want to try to get them out in a good process, where it's smooth for everyone. So you turn the lights on a little early because some people leave as soon as the lights are turned on. Like, oh shit, I saw the person.
They know how to read the room. They're like, the lights
or
are on.
they read the face in front of them and they're like, okay, we gotta go.
Shit. Is that Donkey from Shrek?
If we don't leave now so that I can buy another bottle, I'm not fucking you. That's the look I've seen. Like, oh shit, we need another bottle. We don't need another shot.
What's the Kanye line?
We need another bottle.
Hennessy will make anyone look like Halle Berry to me. What's the Kanye line for that one?
I remember hearing that. I don't know where it's from though.
Fuck.
Yeah. I wish I had that. Yeah, I wish I had that. Yeah.
Hold on, I got the video though.
Well, let's go.
Pretty fucking funny.
So my favorite thing about like the bar I used to work at was that it's a small establishment. There would be one, at most, maybe two servers. Like me, when I learned to bartend and like was bar backing, I was really like a runner, bar back. I was jack of all trades. Yeah. But like it was a small establishment. We knew the owners pretty well, and we knew the clientele decently. So we, like behind the bar, could kind of like really dictate shit because the kitchen would close, and we would kind of just be like wilding out behind the bar, and we'd just be like, "Y'all gotta go, y'all gotta go. Sorry, it's closing," and like we would just like sing it out loud. But we were like, there was enough rapport with everyone there that it was like, okay, like we're not being dickheads. We gotta go. We gotta get out of here. Y'all gotta go. Yeah, it's the environment that like we were able to craft there, which was really nice. Yeah. Which is why what's really aggravating me about the service industry is like how a lot of these neighborhood local bars are closing and getting bought out by like investment corporations and things like that, and are just doing, we're gonna copy and paste this style of bar at 65 locations across the country. And I remember that. And I remember in Chicago there is a spot that I had gone to called Happy Camper, and I was like, wow, this is like a sick vibe. This is cool. And this is before I understood how to like look for corporate style things. Like you could tell when something was corporate run. Yeah. And then I was in Nashville, and I was like, they have a Happy Camper here too? And then I looked it up and I was like, oh fuck, this isn't like a cool thing that is just for my city. This is for the streets. Yeah. And that's what's
that's for the streets. Give it back to the streets.
Man. And that's what's really aggravating is seeing all these places because there's no character there. Like there's no true soul.
It's just a shell.
To that, it's a shell. It's a husk. which is
It's
sad
the
and
equivalent
aggravating.
of a band T-shirt.
Yes.
Like, all right, depending on who you see wearing it, you're like, you're not a real fan of that band.
Name me
It's like,
5 songs right now.
Yeah, you know,
From their first 3 albums.
Right. So
Give me their
you can
Bandcamp
go to a
playlist.
place and see when the soul's just been ripped out of it.
Yeah.
And it's when the owners signed on the dotted line, which you can't blame them.
Hey, get your bag, but also
if someone's offering you money to buy your lifelong dream that you built from the ground up, you cultivated it yourself, you made it into this thing that can work in 65 locations. By all means, fucking sell it.
that bitch.
Why should you keep working that hard? That's not what this is all for. I guess my complaint would just be for the corporations that are buying these things is remember why you're buying it. You can make 65 of something if you keep the heart and soul of it in all 65 or at least the majority of the location.
Do you guys have a Mother's Ruin here?
I've never heard of that.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
So that is a bar. I don't know if it's just in New York and Chicago, but I visited New York a year or 2 ago or something like that. I went there for 2 weeks, and the local bar, I thought it was like local bar, it's called Mother's Ruin, and it's probably my favorite bar I've ever gone to.
Did you go to Death and Co?
I did not go to Death and Co.
Yeah,
Well, thanks for the fucking tips when I was over there, guys.
There's always one out here.
After we wrap up here. But it might have been
the drinks are $30.
Might have been the
I
don't like an overpriced drink though. Like I know
they do a lot to make you feel like that $30 drink is worth it. Anyway,
fuck that. I know how much you are paying. This establishment is paying for that fucking
I
bottle.
don't like when you double grab.
Well, because this is serious. This is serious shit.
Very uncomfortable for me.
I'm trying to violate it. This is the night. There goes my hero. Mother's Ruin might be my favorite bar. Their New York City location is better than the Chicago location. Not to shit on Chicago, I love Chicago, but might be the coolest bar I've ever been to. And that's the only. I was talking to them, and they had a bottle of Malort behind their shelf, and I was like,
I've been hoodwinked.
"Watch your fucking mouth."
No, I've been hoodwinked into multiple shots of Malort, and I don't like it.
Nah,
Look, does
I've
it
never
suck?
had
Yes,
Malort, and
but what
fuck
we
Malort.
won't do is diss one of the only liquors, or the only liquor that was able to be sold during Prohibition.
Is it a good liquor? Do you enjoy that shot every time you have it?
Yeah, I enjoy the nostalgia that I get.
Okay.
It's
So the only reason I like Malort is like one time, like coming out of COVID when bars started opening up, I was going out with my friends finally again. And before we would switch locations, we would go to my neighborhood bar, Glasgow. Love that fucking place to death.
shout out to Glasgow.
Shout out to Glasgow. Still has an Art Deco tin ceiling. Like, y'all got to go to Chicago to see like the architecture and shit. Like that Art Deco shit is amazing. And then before we'd wrap up at Glasgow, we'd be like, let's do a shot at Malort, boys. Started as like a bit, and then we just kind of did it and kept doing it. So now it's like, yeah, I'll fucking do it whenever I get the chance. I love Malort. And
Well, let's go to Escon.
the other issue is you guys might be having like skunked Malort or something like that. Like, especially if it's not in Chicago, it might be a bottle that has been sitting there oxidizing for 15 years.
Is Malort a good tasting liquor? Yes or no?
When you get it fresh, you get nice grapefruit flavor on it, and I stand on business.
It's like an IPA.
No.
It's a little bit bitter,
It's like
yeah.
it's an acquired taste.
Maybe
I don't
every
like it,
Malort
but I'm
I've
gonna do
had
it.
in LA
Skunked,
has been
skunked.
maybe, but like I don't. Everybody I've talked to, it's just like it's kind of like one of those.
Everyone minus
loose
Wilson.
shots you take where you're just like you take it, you don't like it, but it's just like.
And it's a bonding experience amongst people.
It's a bonding
Rob.
experience of grossness.
Rob, I'm right there with you. I don't like it, but I'm gonna do it anyway if it's offered.
No.
I'ma
I
do
would do it. Like I
I'ma
never
do it.
back down. Like I ain't.
I have
Never
to.
back down, never
I
what?
have to do it. I have to do it. It's for my home.
You should do
You
Malort.
don't enjoy it.
You know
enjoy
what?
it.
Fuck it. Let's see if Escondide's open when we're done here, and we'll just go and do a shot.
That's good. What?
Escondite. It's by my job. Yeah, it's a Chicago bar. We went there last time.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
glad
show
it's
this
still
video
open.
now. I've been waiting.
Sounds,
What's up?
it
What
just
is the
sounds
video
it
about?
just sounds as if Malort is the anal sex with petroleum jelly of liquors. And it's like, you can't tell me that that's supposed to be enjoyable.
Why did you deem that? Why is that a thing that-
Because it's lab.
Wait, I haven't. Where?
You could buy lube now, my boy. Like,
Yeah, you could buy lube. Who the
that.
fuck is using petrol?
Exactly. Why the fuck are you drinking?
Where did that
Malort?
come from?
Why did you spend all that energy trying to convince him to drink Malort?
No, I've already
Again,
drank
he's
it.
already
I
drank
know
it.
I don't like it. And he's
I'm
Right.
trying
But
to. I'm
that's
trying
what
to
I'm saying.
gaslight it.
But that's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to gaslight him into liking it.
No,
Exactly.
Professional gaslighter.
No, it's meant to not be liked, but it's just
No, it's not meant to not be liked. It's hard nosed like Chicago is. Get over it, man.
It's hard nosed
Facts.
like Chicago.
It's
Facts.
10 toes down. Fuck is you talking about, bro?
Facts.
Fuck is you talking about?
Facts.
So Malort's just standing on business.
Standing on
It is.
business.
It is. I will
Standing on
co-sign that.
stiffness.
Sorry that it does. Sorry that it's not the bi-coastal elites alcohol. All right. Sorry we're from the
Talk to him.
Midwest.
Talk to him.
Reposado.
Repamanado of
Resperado.
liquors, assholes.
Talk to him, Wilson. Talk to him. Let him know.
Oh,
Talk to the
let
people.
let me speak to the people.
Speak to the
Piccolo.
people. Speak to the people. So
Fucking bi-coastal elites. You guys think you're so good.
Because we don't
Sorry
drink
that you
Malort.
don't see snow every year, assholes. Sorry that we gotta just
go to
get
Big Bear
through
if
the
we want.
year.
We literally go to Big Bear. We want to see
Where do we go up to a mountain to see snow? Fuck you! I have to walk through snow, dick. I got snow boots, bitch. Like, I got clothes that I can't wear year round.
do you have cat litter in your trunk? I don't think so.
Exactly. Yeah, y'all don't even understand how that works.
know what that means.
I grew up in Maryland. Like, I know what cat
Okay.
litter is. Yeah.
All right.
I know. I own a North Face.
I like how you said Merlin. Is that how they say it?
I think
Well, certain parts.
Yo,
I-
the Maryland accent is fucking insane.
So here's the thing. It's mid-Atlantic. It's mid-Atlantic accent. A lot of people from there, from the DC Maryland area, are either from North Carolina, and then it got mixed in with New York as well, I would say. And so like our accent is just somewhere in between. But it's not all of it, because not all of Maryland. It's also kind of like Prince George's County, which is where I'm from, which is like the county that's right outside of DC. Too much.
Dox his ass. Dox his ass.
Yeah.
Dox his ass.
Dox his ass. But yeah, like so the accent is this like blend of upper East Coast New York shit mixed with like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia shit. And so like our accent's somewhere between. So like a lot of our A's become U's somehow. So like instead of a carry out, it's like, oh, I'm going to the curry out. Or like the Merlin area. Or yeah.
That's
Jesus Christ.
I fucking love dialects and how they break down and how it comes to be. This shit's insane. I love it.
It's just, yeah, so like when I left that place to go to the Bay Area for college, it was very tough because I went to the Bay Area and it was like a nice school, PWI, if you will, and they were looking at me like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What's a PWI?
What the fuck did he just say?
Predominantly white institution.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, I went to Stanford. And so basically a lot of people did not know what the fuck I was talking about.
That's what happened to me when I moved to Phoenix.
And so then you adjust and you're somewhere in between, then you go back home and it's like, oh, you talk real nice and white now. Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I actually learned how to enunciate my words.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Jesus
Yeah, you
Christ.
also learned the word enunciate, and they had a problem with that. I can tell you that right
Jesus
now.
Christ.
I don't know. Hey, I don't know what that word means, and I'm
gonna take
it as an insult. Watch your mouth.
Watch your mouth.
First of all,
and help me with the say. Like, bro, I felt that shit when I moved to Phoenix because that movie came out like the same year, I want to say. And it was just like, yo, I'm just trying to learn some new words. The words I was using, they weren't working. They weren't working.
Was very
No one
limited.
knew what the fuck I was saying. So then now I try to come up with words that I've seen in the dictionary and they work. Or I heard them on TV and looked up the definition. I'm like, I can use that.
I can use that as well.
Yeah, I can enunciate. And now I know what the fuck it means. And you're like,
He said the word.
first
He's
of
like,
all,
I know
you
how to
speaking too white.
enunciate.
That's what they said.
Yeah, every
They did the
time.
long pause and said, first of all, you speaking too white to me. And I'm like, The fuck? Wow.
We didn't know it before.
I use the same words I heard on Power Rangers. I was like, I thought we all knew them.
All right.
We all knew them.
Let's go.
So this is a video about a Japanese game show where they had to serve food on a slanted floor.
Oh, I saw
shit.
that. I saw that.
上げて行くからそっちにね行くからね大丈夫よし行くぞ
I'm sorry, that's not that's
They
like
all
work.
fucking
How
fell.
did everyone just leave the fucking frame somehow? You got this.
She went. They went.
They all went. No, that's light
How
work.
do you win
I
if
could do that.
everyone goes flying? and
I
she
could do
goes
that.
flying?
That's light work. I could do it.
That's no winning.
That is my
fuck.
male can land a plane toxic whatever.
That
the
you
fuck.
could serve that on a slanted
Yeah,
floor.
I could serve that shit on the slanted floor. I got it. That's easy.
Yeah, that was pretty. It was short. I just wanted to show that because I thought it was funny.
I could do
It was funny.
I'm
No,
crushing
you
that
were right.
bitch.
Do
I'm
you think
crushing
you
that bitch.
A tray full of coops and just
Yes.
No,
coops.
That's
motherfucker.
I serve
serve like
coops on
this.
flat land.
no. Yeah.
No.
You're not on flat land. You're on a fucking
if
water.
If I have to serve
We don't use coops. We use
If
plastic
I have
cups
to
on my fucking
serve
boat.
espresso martinis on a slanted floor, I'm throwing them at the guests.
For some of those
Catch!
who don't know what he just said, he meant espresso martini.
Yes.
X
With
Espresso.
Respinato.
Repinato.
Respinato tequila.
Gotta translate.
Yeah.
That's bi-coastal.
It was
Respinato.
It was actually
I took both coasts and I put them together.
about like 4 or 5 years ago because Tom Hanks was at the Golden Globes and he basically had delivered, it was like 3 martinis. He had brought it to the front. So basically he carried 3 martinis, like as you do, and he delivered them perfectly without spilling that thing.
Yeah.
And it was like, Tom Hanks he's been through some shit.
Oh, nah.
He cut his
He
teeth.
can do everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Was he in a bartending movie?
I don't know, but
think
it's fucking
so.
Tom Hanks. Like, just
He could do it.
Yo, if Tom Hanks somehow you see this,
Yo.
salute.
For real, I would love to see him play like an old school bartender who just does nothing but pre-prohibition cocktails or some shit like that, trying to keep his bar open, like that kind of. Like I would watch that.
So is this a movie where he's got to learn to adjust to the times, or is this a movie where
It's a movie.
Let's write it. Let's write it right
it's
now.
A
Let's spitball
movie.
some
It's a
ideas.
movie where his
We're in
bar
LA.
has been a local institution, and it's about to close because he refuses to change with the times. And then by the end of the film, everyone in the neighborhood realizes, like, no, we have to go to that bar and support that bar because this is what's stopping gentrification.
It's the last bastion.
This is what stopped.
this is what's keeping the white people out?
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Support this white man or more will come.
He's one of the good ones.
Damn. Yeah.
Thank you,
One of the good ones. Yes. Absolutely.
That's
But
a
here's the
callback.
thing, Tom Hanks is one. But we don't need to have a real talk about it, but he is.
Oh, he absolutely
So,
is.
I
Everyone
got-
loves him. Some Tommy Hank.
I got one more.
Tom Hanks.
He's Woody Harrelson. Woody Harrelson.
I
Woody.
took the S off on that. Tommy Hank.
Tommy Hank.
We're bartenders. Of course we know the owner too. We're bartenders. Of course if you ask me for a surprise, you're getting a Miller Lite. Surprise. We're bartenders. Of course I'm gonna secretly cut you off. Enjoy your vodka cran.
I had to.
You know what?
I've never.
I had
once-
to. I had to do that to somebody this past weekend. Sorry to cut you
Yeah.
off. It was actually at Capicola. This
Ooh.
dude he ordered a vodka soda or some shit like that. I put just like the little tiniest drop on top. It was
Float.
all
Always
soda.
floating.
Not even a float, bro. It was just like this is real quick. Cause I saw he was drunk or whatever. So he ordered 2 drinks for these girls and then for himself. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. And then gave it to him. I didn't charge him for it.
Right.
I didn't charge him. I'm
Yeah.
that
no.
much of an asshole.
No.
I didn't charge him for it. I was like, nah, you can just have the soda water. Enjoy it. And then later on, he tried to order some drinks for some of his friends, and I told him, I was like, you're done.
Yeah.
I'll give them beers, but you are done.
Yeah.
He didn't throw a fit. He just kind of started to wild out. He's like, what? Me? What about them? I'm like, they can have beers.
Look at how hard I turn up. I'm not drunk at all.
They can have beers. You're done. And it was just funny. He was trying to pay for his friends, and they
ended up paying for themselves. But
Not, so the one thing I actually took from that video that I wanted to comment on the most, and
Talk your shit, kid.
yeah, I just love that her video was mostly about what she was saying and her proving that she worked behind the bar, and not her trying to look as slutty as possible or as eye-catching as possible for the video. And the only reason I say that is because when you go to your Discover page, it doesn't matter what you have liked or not liked before. Discover page is going to throw whatever it wants.
stop bonking the tiger.
Leave the
The
kitty
cat, bro.
alone.
Know
But
what's
like,
that, Mike?
I have a few like bartender pages that pop up on my explore page or for you page or whatever, but it's only because the bartenders are not wearing much of anything. I don't care about those videos.
It's usually
I
the
wanna,
worst bartenders.
Yeah, I want to know the video about you actually complaining about something, not you complaining about nothing or you just standing behind the bar being like, "Come see me behind the bar." So for that one,
Pretty people privilege is
Right.
hit, man.
and so for that video, what I really appreciated was just that it was a very attractive person, but they didn't lean into that. Not to say they have
It was the
videos that do
message.
or don't. This particular video was about the message, and that's what I appreciated because I was able to just focus on that. Yeah. Don't try to distract me with other shit. I came here for the bartending shit. I see you behind the bar. I don't care what you look like.
Before you guys ever got into bartending or in service industry, did you have friends that were in there before you? And okay, I'm gonna get a little bit more specific. I remember seeing some people that were working at bars when I wasn't, and it was pretty people saying, "Oh yeah, come visit me." Do you think, dude? How am I trying to word this question? How often did you see that? And for those that did it, how often did it work? Because I saw this one video where this dude is like, how bartenders expect us to react when they post, "Come see me at the bar," and he's like rushing out of the fucking house,
Yeah.
one shoe on, fucking jacket half on. He's like, it's like it. I don't know, man. I don't think it works. But maybe some it does. Maybe
On
some it does.
this one, I just want to take the lead just to cut to the point.
Go.
I went in Phoenix. I saw that more than any other city I've lived
Oh my
in.
God.
But the thing I noticed the most in Phoenix was that was the one place where the majority of the regulars there already knew the service schedule or the bartender schedule. They knew what days she worked, what time she worked, what time she got. Oh, it's really bad out there. Not to say it's not.
Twin Peaks,
No.
was it a Twin Peaks
Twin
thing?
That's a
Peaks,
chain.
Hooters, Tilted Kilt, like
Chain.
all of that's out
Tilted
there.
Kilt, that's what I'm
yeah,
saying.
like all of those places where, this is the easiest way for me to make my money because no one else is going to come here other than my regulars who don't want to go home for whatever reason.
Shit's sad, bro.
Okay,
That's what I wanted to say, just to get that part out of the way. So then the rest of the time we can focus on the rest of it. Because the main reason that I've seen that be so prevalent is because you do have those surfers, bartenders, whoever, well, that's the only way they do get business. Like, they're not good at their job. I'm not saying that that's always the case. Please don't come for me there. But there are a lot of servers and bartenders that's the only way they can get money is to tell people they're working. And
That's
it's not
fair.
going to be based off of their skill.
That's fair. I'm gonna try to go to bat for the women here. How come there isn't a establishment similar to like a Tilted Kilt, but for like women?
Because
with-
dicks are ugly. That's why.
with
No one.
like a.
I feel like you skipped several steps.
All right, so why don't they have like a
But
I went straight to the dicks. but
Okay,
You're
it's-
not wrong. You're not wrong, but y'all don't work.
Time out.
How many men keep themselves in good enough shape to be like, yeah, let me,
But I'm saying,
let
okay,
me
Hey, we all
objectify
know
myself.
Okay,
bartenders where
so
we
let's
work.
let's put in a little bit more perspective. Mill Ave, like right by ASU. I think a bar like that where they had the guys that were in shape that were just bartenders, they only hired attractive dudes. How come there isn't an establishment like that for the women that want to go see that? Because it's not just guys that go to Hooters and Tilted Kilt. Yeah, Tilted
that was
Kilt
one of them.
to go there to see the women, the eye candy and shit. There's also women that
Yeah.
go that want to see that shit too. So why isn't there a
Wait,
place like
wait,
that for
women,
them?
women that go to Tilted Kilt.
No. He's saying the equivalent of that, and I will agree with you and say that the problem is
Like Chippendales, but bartenders, basically.
Let me
Chippendale
finish.
bartenders.
Let me finish.
Sorry.
Like I'm riding with you. Just
Okay,
let me finish.
okay.
I feel like I got this. With this, it's usually you have to go to the place where that's the only thing on the menu for women to feel comfortable being there. So where is that? The other side of that is it is either a gay strip club, because those have the most attractive men who are dancing, or a club that acts as if they're gay, but the majority of men working there are straight, but the women there think they're gay or are willing to go find out or something like that. There's such a negative stigma for women to go to a place where they get eye candy, is my point. The only way.
So do you think it wouldn't be successful?
No, I know it would be successful, but what I'm saying is those places have been shamed so much that no one has the balls to start one.
I'll give you that. I'll give you
Start
that.
one. Because if a guy, or if really, honestly, not even a guy, if there was a woman out there that wanted to start her own establishment that just hired attractive men and said, nah, fuck those practices that you try to say, because the moment you try to only hire attractive men, you get the unattractive men that pop up out of the woodwork and say like, oh, this is discrimination and all this other shit. It's like, nah, you're fat and chubby, and we're going to treat you the same way that you treat the women that you come to look at. No one will let it get off the ground. So you get you a brave enough woman with a financial backing, or she has it on her own, which is preferable, where she's 100% self-made and can just make that establishment on her own. Then you can have 65 locations easily, and men will be hating on that every day. Sorry.
Well, no, I was going to say, it's like the understanding that I've gotten is that like there's the Abbey, which is like one of the main, biggest, gayest clubs in LA, maybe in the country of the US. Basically, it became for a while a safe haven for women to come and just dance.
You sound far away.
Do I?
Yeah, for some reason. You're good now.
Okay.
Sorry, it's just at that time. I want to make sure we were getting that.
And then, so basically, the Abbey was a place where a lot of straight women could come and dance and not be like molested as they're dancing and enjoying their night. But then it got out that like this gay club is a place where a lot of straight women come and enjoy themselves. So then a lot of straight men started coming there, and they knew they could like pretend to kind of be gay to just get close to women and then try to like prey on them. And so it's just kind of like,
he's really low.
Is he?
Yeah. Yeah, he's lower than you were earlier. Sorry. I don't want them to miss all of that.
Hello? You hear me? Am I good? Hello,
Yeah,
hello.
right there. Right
Okay.
there. Sorry.
Should I repeat what I said?
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
And,
So
and I apologize to everybody out there if you're hearing the same
You
thing
cut it.
twice.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure that you actually are hearing what you
Yeah,
said.
just speaking to what you're saying in that potential situation is that I've heard it happens where like the Abbey is a gay club in West Hollywood here in Los Angeles, and a lot of straight women start coming there because they know they can dance and be free and not be molested, and they can do their thing. But the word gets out that a lot of straight women come to this gay club to just hang out and enjoy themselves without that type of pressure. And then straight men start to come to try to like prey on that.
Right.
And so I assume that's kind of what would happen
So you
this.
double answered the question. So the
So
reason why women can't have that space is because men won't let them have it.
So
Men
that
ruin
answer-
everything.
So that did. I think that answered two of my questions, because the next thing I was going to follow up was like, oh, what if it's just all guys that are fucking half naked and shit? Obviously, straight men aren't going to want to go there, but it seems like you just answered that.
Well, yeah, because
men will show up
I've never been
wherever
to
they
the
think
Abbey,
they
so I
can
don't
get some
know how the
ass.
bartenders are.
yes, no, it's definitely a situation. Well, from my understanding is that I don't know this for sure, but I think most of the guys that they hire as bartenders there are straight men, not so that it's not like that weird conflict of interest where like, okay, this guy might be hooking it up or doing other stuff off the clock or on the clock. And so they try to, I think, hire mostly straight men. Whatchamacallit, I don't know if most people know this, maybe not, but one of our previous guests, we used to work at the Abbey. And and he's a straight guy, but he used to get a lot of tips. He's very in shape. He's an attractive looking guy. But at the same time, they knew, okay, we hired him. He's just going to be a bartender. But at the same time, you create that element where straight women can come and have that freedom. But eventually, straight men are going to find out and flock to that because they just...
Men do ruin everything. That was an excellent. Men ruin everything.
Yeah, it's a pretty common theme historically.
Yeah.
Men kind of fuck shit up all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, every war was so.
Just for the guys who are getting triggered right now, let's just say,
fuck them.
No,
be triggered.
No.
Soft ass egos.
No. We got to create a safe space for them too, because the problem is
The
that
world
too
is
many
their
people,
safe space.
too many people are getting fucking.
I'll give you that one.
No, the world is not a safe space. That's the problem, because too many people are spending time getting ostracized from environments that they should be allowed to be in, and a lot of times that comes from people not being willing to let them know. This is the only reason why we are saying that we might not feel comfortable having people in this space.
Yeah.
I need to chime in once you're done.
Yeah. So I say that, like, it's not that all men ruin everything, but that's the way that the narrative always gets thrown back when they try to respond. It's shitty men ruin everything. Just like shitty women and shitty theys and thems and everyone else ruin everything. People ruin everything. It's just the way it goes. I know there was a instance that I told you I really wanted you to talk about this. And I think this is a good. And I just want to like kind of tee you up a little bit. But I just want to say this part on the front end. Whenever you tell someone that they cannot be in a room, the only thing they want to do is be in that room.
Yeah.
And if the reason that you give someone for not being in a room is, well, we just want everyone else in the room to feel safe, well, the immediate response is, when did I make you feel unsafe?
It's human nature.
Right. But that is where people who are on the fringe area of it, who are the extremists of it, that's where they prey on people like that. That's where they attach to people.
Yeah.
Oh, you weren't let in that room? Well, they don't let any of us in that room. And they're trying to exclude all of us from that room because we look like this or think like this and that, which is the exact reason that the people who created the room or attempted to create the room created it, because they felt excluded. And I know that we cannot minimize the struggles that anyone goes through, but just always remember, it's not just the people that you're combating that you have to consider. Sometimes it's the people who just want to know what that room looks like and could be one of your strongest allies if you just allow them to be in the room and see it and become an ally. So therefore you are not fighting all these battles by yourself.
So thank you for queuing that up. I think this, after I say what I gotta say, this will be like a good wrap up. We're coming up on time. There was
we have a few more minutes.
We're like at
The face you
We're
fucking
like
made.
we're at 2:15. We're at 2:15
Ish.
Make this a 2-part episode.
Remember, there's a cut.
oh yeah, true.
Yeah.
So there was this party last week at my job where it was LGBTQ plus, event, this and that, and I saw on the schedule that I was missing a day. It's like, oh, I'm not on for fucking Friday or whatever. Like, it's weird. So I asked.
Make sure you speak up.
Sorry. So I looked on my schedule and I saw that I wasn't on for a Friday. I was like, what the fuck? So I talked to my bar lead. They're like, oh yeah, it's this event. It's a LGBTQ plus event, this and that, and they just requested for, gays and women and those and that to be bartenders or to be working. And I was like,
And those and that is crazy.
oh, those that either
He's like, gays, not those and theys.
men,
those
women,
that's.
and they, thems, and
Okay.
those that are either.
I wanted to make a joke. I'm not
You
going to
should
make
have just
it.
said
Fuck.
gays, those and theys, and you would have been all right.
I don't know. I'm just okay.
This man's about to say
They wanted
it.
they wanted individuals to work
Oh,
the
now
event
they're they.
that were
Yeah, now they're days. Now someone wants to.
the promoters of the
sorry.
party wanted the employees to work that event that were LGBTQ plus or adjacent in some way by
Part
just
of the
being
queer
women.
community.
Yes. And my barley told me that, and I said, okay.
And I went back to the front, and I kind of sat with it for a second, and I thought to myself, like, well, I mean, I'm an ally. Why can't I work this? Like,
Why are you putting yourself at the center of it, though?
hold on. Let me fucking get to that. Sit the fuck back, relax. Take the fucking tiger. You know what? Hold on to that. So then I go back and talk to him, and he kind of explained it to me in this, in what you said earlier. It's like, well, they kind of want this space for themselves and this and that, and I understood it. And as an ally, I thought to myself, like, okay, well, if I'm an ally, then I have to understand and accept it. But also, I told him, like, look, man, I can't afford to have any days off of work. You know, I get it, they want this, but them requesting that is also just fucking me over. And I'm an ally. I'm right there with you guys. I'm march with you guys. You know, I'm right there. I understand. I get it. Support it. I'm right there with you. But now you're costing me money and my livelihood. This is where I make my money. Now you're causing me to miss out on a day of work because of this request. And it sucked. And like how you said, it's like you're not. How did you word it? It's like you could be including somebody as an ally, and you said something to me that one day where it's like
about fringe people.
You're alienating somebody that could also elevate the mood or not. You don't know, but because you've alienated me, that's like, fuck, dude. I'm here to work. I don't care what the event is. I've done many events. I'm just here to work. I'm going to provide the same exact service that I can.
You're literally saying what you said earlier in this episode. Give me the opportunity to
and
let me forget your straw.
But I also
don't assume I'm going to forget your straw.
I felt very conflicted too, because I understood that they wanted this space to do that. I understood it, but also it's like, I need to pay bills. You know, I need the money. I need to pay these fucking bills, man. So I felt kind of hurt, but then, you know, as a cisgender man, it's like, well, you know, the world is in my favor, I guess. So it's just weird. There's a lot of things in my mind that were going on.
I will say this, and I apologize. I want to make sure that this is said right after what you said. When you told me this story, you never ever came at it with a sense of like, oh, like this is bullshit. You were just like, dude, I need the money.
Yeah.
Like I need the money, and like one of my responses was, well, they should have swapped one of your shifts for something else. That falls within the and not to throw them under the bus, and not even to say they have the opportunity to swap. Maybe there was no shift to swap.
Yeah.
There are so many factors that none of us know.
But let me stop right there.
Okay.
But this week there is an extra shift that they did give me. So there is that.
Right.
But still was in that moment. I don't think it was on the schedule. So
right.
I was
But at least they're making
like,
up
fuck,
for
dude,
it.
I'm missing out on a day of work that I absolutely fucking need.
Right.
So it did hurt, but it's like, damn, dude. You know, and I would like for that coworker to come on and talk about it. I'll talk to him, see if he wants to come on, because we need that other.
We need more representation.
Yeah, we do.
Absolutely.
We do, because I need him to say what he said, because I'm not speaking verbatim. So I want him to say what he said, so that way no messages lost in translation.
Yeah.
But yeah,
and again, like my main thing is I didn't want anyone out there to feel as though we were saying, oh, well, this was taken out of your pocket, so now we have a grievance. It's just, there's also that communication. There's also so many factors that go into it, and not to say that anyone handled it right or wrong. It's just, these are one of those unintended consequences from inclusion or attempts at inclusion. Sometimes while trying to include people, we may be excluding people that we didn't even mean to exclude. Sometimes you can make an enemy out of a potential ally only because they never understood that they needed to be your ally. If the only time someone hears your story and hears your grievance is after they've already formed a grievance of their own, they have to get past whatever harmed them or whatever they perceive to have harmed them before they could ever hear your story. And a lot of times we do get lost on that. A lot of times we do get so focused on trying to make sure that we are taken care of, or people within our circle are taken care of, people we care about are taken care of, that we don't even realize, like, sometimes we may be adversely affecting someone else's story while trying to take care of our own. So just have that empathy, have that compassion, and understand that there are a lot of stories that, even though you may feel like you're in the middle of it, you may be on the fringes, and you handle that the right way. And I felt like the person who made the schedule handled that in the best way that they could.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
everything. So that's why I said before, like, I don't want this story to come off as pointing fingers and saying that someone handled it wrong, because definitely it wasn't that, because you never took it that way. I never saw that from you. We talked about it for a couple of days because we got bills, motherfuckers.
Yeah,
like,
it all really just came down
bills
to
while
that.
making this show.
It came down to, like, I need the money, man.
Yeah, you need the money, and thankfully there was a situation in which you could be taken care of on the back end.
Yeah.
But how many other times has that not happened for other people?
Yeah.
And I just wanted to make sure that we are able to highlight that story for a lot of people who may be feeling the same way, and they didn't get taken care of on the shift the next week. They just didn't make any money because of whatever they're chosen or felt or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, identity was at that moment. Like, we have no idea what anyone is feeling or how they feel or what they identify as or why. It's not our job to. Our job is to do our job. But you never want someone feeling that because of who they are when they clock out, it affects who they are when they're clocked in. Because that's not a fair place to be in at all.
And this is not a political podcast, so I'm not gonna go that deep. But it's like that story is just so you can extrapolate it to kind of like affirmative action. You know what I mean?
That's literally what I said to him.
Yeah, because that's kind of
what I said.
What it is. We're just like, there are many people that, let's specifically put it to like college admissions. They're just like, well, so you're saying that this other person, because of their identity, they get like a leg up in the opportunity to apply to this college or this institution, and I'm lesser than because we're trying to give them a leg up or trying to give them this opportunity. And
I also just don't want it to be like a pity party.
Exactly.
I'm not looking at it as like, poor me.
Exactly.
I don't think anybody takes it
it's
that
not.
way.
It's not nothing like that. It's really just like, bro, I just need the fucking money.
Right.
That's it. I'm not looking for pity or anything like that at all.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like in this example, like some people just like, yo, I've spent my entire life trying to apply to Harvard, trying to apply to Stanford, Yale, whatever, Princeton, and like you're telling me now that like I need to try harder, or I need like this other person gets this opportunity to go there that I didn't get because of what the perception of affirmative action. And like I said, it's not a political podcast, so we're not going to get into like that whole speech. But even on top of that, just to tie it all home before we start wrapping it up and give Wilson the floor, because he looked like he's holding back a little bit.
Man.
But
he's either holding back or he's zoned out.
But the thing is also looking at it in the sense of, yo, I'm not looking for preferential treatment, just like I know you're not.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I can only speak to what has happened to me or what has happened to someone else. And that's all we're trying to make sure that we're doing at all times. And sometimes we're able to cover everything in an episode, and sometimes we're not. But it's never been about like choosing any particular side. And like P said, it's not about a pity party. It's not, oh, I didn't make money, you need to be woe is me. It's just, okay, at the same time, I lost money. So where is the thought for me? And sometimes that does get lost within a lot of things. Yes, we're not a political podcast, but at the same time, we do live in a very political country.
It's just the way where we are.
And it just really is kind of baked in between where it's like only one side can be taken care of at a time. And to me, that doesn't make any sense, because if we're in the same country, why are we being forced to choose sides?
Yeah.
We're supposed to say, well, if we're in this country, then we're doing what's best for this country and everyone within it. Between the person who serves your coffee or serves your food, or serves your drink, or plumbs your fucking plumbing, or whatever. Like plums your plumbing, like whatever, whatever it
serves
is.
Your
that
pipes.
sounded sexual. I don't know.
We're supposed to be in this together, man.
Shafts, tips. Let's bring it on home.
Plums your pipes. What you got to say, Wilson? Go ahead.
It's not a political podcast. I could go. I could talk about this stuff a lot. It's something I really care about, especially teaching like history and stuff like that. No, the only thing I would say is like I do agree with your assessment of like coming in from a monetary perspective of like, hey, sit up. I would like to make the same amount of money that I was going to make, and it kind of sucks that you're taking this money away from me. I do agree with your assessment from that point of view. I don't necessarily agree with most of what's been said over the last couple minutes, but that's perfectly fine. And I just there's not enough
elaborate because you're on that show. There's other people could feel the same way.
Elaborate.
So
talk your shit.
I think especially using like the affirmative action, DEI example. I think it's a false equivalency, especially considering the way that the attacks on affirmative action and DEI are being used by a lot of like really shitty people right now. I showed you a meme earlier today about the Baltimore mayor getting shit on because he's black, and them using DEI as an excuse when it's like, oh, these people are using DEI as a cover because they just want to say they don't want black people and minoritized people in positions of power, right? Like it's being used as a racial trope, and it's being used as ability to keep their mask on, which is, it's not that I don't like people of color and I don't expect people of color to be in those positions. It's just this one issue that came up is exclusively because it's a black person, when it's really they want to just say, I don't believe people of color should be in these positions, right?
Sure.
So I think using like DEI and things like that in this conversation,
it's a much more complex issue.
Super complex.
Yeah. I didn't mean to like simplify affirmative action to that. I just was trying to make it broader.
Yeah. And yeah, like I said, I just agree with you. Like monetarily, yeah, like especially when you have set shifts and things like that. Like yeah, like if you're taking me off a shift, then I would expect to be put on somewhere else because like I need to make money.
Which I did this week.
Yeah,
which I did.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think your explanation of that is perfectly fine, and I think you were in the right for thinking.
It was
that
just
way.
In that moment, I looked at it like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you explained it yourself, where it's like I'm not hurt because this isn't about me, right? Like you took yourself out of the equation, which I think a lot of people need to understand to do is take themselves out of the equation. It's not like I got into an argument with a female friend of mine, and I had to talk to her a couple of days later, and like we tried to like hash it out a little bit more, and I was like, no, you were right in thinking that in saying and thinking the exact same things that you said and thought. It was me as a man who was being hurt because you were challenging everything I knew about myself in the world and realizing like, oh wait, yeah, some of the things I do is like really fucked up, and like the way I think or the way I said that, like yeah, no, that was fucked up, and I need to take that into perspective and understand you're not attacking me necessarily as a person, but you're attacking the structures that are put in place and guide my thinking and things like that and my perception of the world, right? Like the idea that we talked about earlier in the week,
of course.
Objective versus subjective reality, right? It's like, yeah, it's not me personally you're attacking, but it's the structures that are in place that allow me to have these ideas or have these thoughts or things like that. So
continue.
At the end of the day, it is an extremely complex issue, and there are there's lots of ways to attack these things and lots of ways to.
No, I turned it down. Do you want me to reconnect it?
No, I can hear you now, but I'm saying I couldn't hear him at all.
Oh,
so
I saw the levels.
I know, but
got it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, it's a really complex issue, and I think if more people decide to stop thinking about how things impact them, especially when you're coming from a position of power and a position of privilege, as like a male in society, and don't get me wrong, there are also men that get shit on. I think more than anything, this is a class issue of like people that have versus have not, and like the idea of using race, gender, and things like that are there to divide the classes so that like the poor people fight amongst each other and then like the rich people keep getting rich, right? Like some Marxist theory. I think if people decide to center themselves,
and now
less,
we're a political podcast.
Now I told P that I was going to hijack the podcast and turn this shit into political commentary.
No, because the thing is, like, I really want to get into it and talk about it, because that was the thing that. Sorry to cut you off. But that's the thing. Like, I felt hesitant in bringing up the affirmative action comparison, because it is one of those things where like just comparing it and not giving full context and breaking it down does make us sound like we're not fully
like a red pill manosphere podcast.
Yeah, and it's just like that's not what my intention was.
Wait,
but like,
I'm sorry, I gotta jump in on this one.
Yeah,
This is part of my problem. I was listening the entire time, and I want everyone to know that I was listening the entire time. So it's not that I disagree with anything that's been said. I agree with everything that's been said. The problem I have is, why is it always put upon all of us who are in the shit dealing with it to make each other feel better about the situation that we are being put up in? Because I understand where your differentiation, I guess, maybe I'm using the right word, maybe not, but I'm saying like where you two differed was when affirmative action was brought up. But I'm also older than everyone in the room, and I remember when affirmative action was brought up, and I remember listening to the reaction of what affirmative action was. Yeah. And the same shit I'm hearing now about wokeness and CRT and all this other shit, it's like whenever any of this gets brought up, it is, oh my God, you're coming for me and my kids every fucking time. But at some point, you have to start looking in yourself and saying, if you always feel like someone is coming for you and your kids, what are you teaching your kids? Like, seriously, what are we teaching our children? And I'm talking about the people who are the most upset. You wake up every day, you have to work a job that if you don't work, you can't support your children. And usually, whether you be cis, bi, whatever, if you have children, you need another income to take care of that child and or children. So it doesn't matter what you're teaching your children as far as within society of it crumbling, it's just within your ecosystem crumbling. Yeah. Teach your children the right thing. Make sure that if there is something that your children are being taught that you don't agree with, then yeah, you should step in, find out why they're being taught that, find out what it is, and go from there. Don't attack the teachers for trying to teach a curriculum. There's all these different ways that we can go with it. But at the end of the day, it really ends up being boiled down to what you said towards the end there, of how we are always being pitted against each other, no matter where it be race, gender, sexual orientation, or anything. It's all about classism. Oh, yeah. They want the bottom fighting the bottom and the middle fighting the middle, so that the lower top feels like they can get to the upper top, and then the upper top feels like they can get to the upper stratosphere, and the upper stratosphere just knows that no matter what, they're good no matter what.
They're untouchable.
But we're not supposed to talk about that at all. Right. And that's the part that really loses me. Like, it shouldn't be about affirmative action. It shouldn't be about any of these things. Why is it that every 5 to 10 years the goalpost gets moved?
We got to wrap this up, and it's gotten really political. I'm sorry to cut you off, but it's gotten really political, and we got to cut this out.
We don't have to cut it.
I mean, we can keep going, but it's getting.
No, I'm not saying that we have to keep going for an extended amount of time. I'm just saying we don't need to abruptly cut it. Okay. I'm speaking in general terms because, again, I have said this on the show. When I got into this industry 10 years ago, that's why I said in all my years earlier, I wasn't saying that as an old term. I'm saying, like, seriously, in my 10 years, in all my 10 years of bartending, there are things I'm seeing now that I've never fucking seen before. And I remember when I was told, one of the main things you never talk about behind the bar while talking to people who are inebriated, so obviously they're in a heightened state, is religion or politics.
Yup. I got told that day one.
Day
Which is
one.
what we've done.
Keep it light.
Day
keep
one,
it fun.
man.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to be doing. Yet that's all the conversation that we hear, and we always avoid it. We will not be talking about this shit again anytime soon.
Yeah.
We don't want to talk about it all the time. We don't even like talking about it now. I'm just saying, I don't want to be that podcast that avoids it. If it comes up for 5 or 7 minutes, almost 10, whatever,
Or 20.
that's cool. So now
Or
we
20.
30.
or whatever it's been.
Or 20.
So change it to something else, and then we can leave on a high note. But I'm just saying, I'm tired of feeling as though we have to hide from shit. Like that's my main thing. I just don't want to feel. I don't want to lean into anything, but I don't want to hide from it either.
That's the crumpling of capitalism, y'all.
Oh, God.
When we don't have enough nice things in the world that keep us happy and keep us like docile, when they start taking things away and we start opening our eyes and looking at how shitty the system has actually been in place for us, that's the crumbling of capitalism. People are becoming more hyper aware and starting to get more upset by the situations that they are in. And right now we are struggling in an era where we're using identity politics as a way to keep people more divided rather than looking along class lines and going, hey, we're all struggling together. Because at the end of the day, there are poor white people, there are poor Mexican people, there are poor black people, there are poor
people.
Every kind of person in the world. And the only consistency amongst all of those people is that they're poor, and they're all poor, and we're all poor under a capitalist society where prices keep going up, and the people at the top keep making more money.
And the people at the bottom keep making
less
less.
and
And
less
that is
and
why
less.
Spirit Airlines is the neighborhood bar of air travel.
Yeah. And that's
So if
also
you are
why
flying Spirit, you are a Long Island motherfucker, and I don't fuck with you.
No,
Long
Frontier.
Island light
Frontier.
ice motherfucker.
Frontier.
they're both the
Lies.
same. Spirit and
Oh.
Frontier, like
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they now
They're co-owned.
merged. They're
No, that's
merged.
like that's like Long Island and AMF.
Yeah.
You are the
Yeah,
same.
They're
it's
both
the
just
same.
one a different color.
Just different.
The Frontier is green. I'm not yellow. I'm not one of them yellow bitches. I don't drink yellow. I drink
I
Tokyo
fly
teas.
Frontier. Our planes are from the 40s. That's what our.
But
We
if
have
you are
propellers on ours, and it's okay to still smoke.
if you are feeling bad about where society is going, come actually endorse your local watering hole, whether
Oh,
it be
please.
Fight Club and or Redact.
Let us water your hole.
You can get much cheaper therapy at a bar than you
Oh
can.
yeah.
With an
We can
actual
complain
therapist.
about
With
this
the actual
government together.
Yeah,
Yep.
we can do it
And
together.
neither one of us will go vote.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're not.
I got nothing else.
That's why.
This November, come meet me at the bar.
I got nothing else.
November
man.
4th, we're getting fucked up.
November 4th has become the next Super Bowl at this point.
No, it's not a Super Bowl. It's
Yeah, it is.
the choice between two terrible options.
It's becoming the next Super Bowl
At least
as
a Super
far
Bowl,
as
I
the
can-
viewership.
I thought we were
Even-
moving away from politics.
We are.
Yeah,
Okay,
all right, let's
okay,
take a
yeah, okay. No,
we
we're done.
clearly we had a way
You're
out,
done.
right?
You're right, you're
we
right,
had
you're
a
right.
way
Okay.
out.
My
November
bad, my
4th.
bad, my
Come,
bad.
And then,
come
and
to
then
our
he put up a wall.
Build that wall.
boom.
That's how you want to end. I'm not ending it like that.
End that with
No.
my. End that with
Okay.
my. Fucking,
All right. Bye, everybody.
All right.
Nope, we're done. Let's
Yo,
go.
Kendrick
Thanks
over
for
Drake and
having
J.
me.
Cole. I said it.
Fuck. We could have.
Who did what with a what?